special live sports presentation.
This is Sports Radio 96.7, and this is high school football at its very best.
Myers back to pass. Pump fake. Looks, throws, long, near side. Get a man open! Are your 2019 state champions?
It's the game that separates the men from the boys, and it's happening right now.
This afternoon on Sports Radio 96.7, we feature a backyard rivalry as the Grove City Eagles host the Slippery Rock Rockets.
Our 2024-25 high school sports broadcasts are brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind. Bill McCandless Ford in Mercer and Meadville. The Reinhardt's Agency. It's not the insurance they sell, it's the service that makes them better. Mancino's Driving School, where safe driving starts. Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Serving giant subs since 1973. Shell Restoration. The area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958. St. Paul's in Greenville, a senior living community. Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, banking, but better. Attorney Bill Motor, excellence, experience, and integrity. Mercer County State Bank, community-minded since 1911. Herman's Water, when taste matters. Vay's Pub and Grill. Make it special. Make it Vay's. Hermitage Rotary Club. If you're struggling with prescription opioids, there is hope. Mailer Insurance. Trusted for generations. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all of your printing, marketing, and mailing needs. DK Auto LLC in Grove City, specializing in Southern vehicles up to $15,000. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City is the area's only stay-in-your-car quick lube. We're locally owned and nationally known. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Please thank this great group of sponsors for supporting all of our high school sports broadcasts all season long. Now, it's time to go to the field with our countdown to kickoff show with our game announcers,
Ryan Briggs and Kolten Hoffman.
Reynolds, 41-0.
It is high school football this afternoon at Forker Field. Sun-splashed Forker Field in one of the great rivalries in the Mercer County area being renewed today as the Grove City Eagles host their rivals to the south, the Slippery Rock Rockets. Hi, everybody. Ryan Briggs here today at Forker Field, joined by Kolten Hoffman. We have Aaron Byro back in the studio. Hello to everybody watching via Facebook 96.7 and Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook Live. We have Sam Timko on the camera today. Kolten, great to be back with you. What better way to spend a Saturday afternoon than by watching two longtime rivals duke it out in a really important Region 4 game?
Yeah, it really is an important game. Both teams suffered a region play opening loss, so they'd love to get in the win column when it comes to region play. And we've got a picture-perfect day, sun shining, no clouds, minimal winds. It's a great day to play football.
Grove City last week falling at Titusville, Slippery Rock falling at Sharon, and the way things shaping up in terms of the league race, and if you want to at least get a share of the league title, you have to get a win today.
Absolutely, and it's a it's a tough league. We got a couple of horses at the top of that league that met last night in a wonderful football game. But yeah, it's very important for playoff seeding, staying in contention for the region title. Yeah, you can't lose your first two in league.
And of course, a team that Grove City saw last week, Titusville. The Rockets have some pop in their gloves this year too. A senior-laden team that Mike Reynolds has up in oil country. And Grove City falling last week by a score of 36-7. Slippery Rock was at Sharon last week, falling 42-0. But here today, Kolten, you've coached, you've played various sports, and sometimes you have a tough loss. It can be tough to bounce back from that. But the fact that you have the big rival next week, that had to help both teams, don't you think?
Yeah, you would think so. You circle this date on the calendar every year, regardless of who you play before and regardless of who you play after. So I can't imagine that both teams aren't fired up and they're going to be ready to go here at kickoff.
Saturday afternoon game, it is out of the routine. We're creatures of habit. Think that affects either team?
I think you've got a couple of coaches that have coached a lot of football they know how to get their teams ready, regardless of when we kick off. It is a little different. Slippery Rock's a little bit of a younger team, a lot of sophomores and juniors in that starting lineup, so it might be a little different for them. But I think you're still ready to go. No matter what time you kick off against a rival, I'm sure they would have played Wednesday night if they could have. So
Absolutely.
I think both teams will be ready.
Slippery Rock and Grove City today here at Forker Field. When we come back, we'll take a deeper look at the teams. We'll visit with the head coaches, and we'll have the Minuteman Press and one-stop mail starting lineups. More pregame from Grove City High School's Forker Field after this on Sports Radio 96.7 and Facebook Live.
I'm hungry.
Well, I know just the place to go.
They got what I like?
Oh, yeah.
Win. Wait, what about drinks?
Well, it's a bar and grill, so yeah, you're covered.
Win-win.
Speaking of win, they've got gaming too, so you can
Win.
Come sit down for a great meal, a great drink, a great time, or all three. Bay's Pub and Grill has just what you want. So come by for good eats, cold drinks, and the latest ways to win. Bay's Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City.
Score big with a new checking account at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. At the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you get a free checking account that offers no minimum balance, no monthly service fees, and unlimited transactions. Download their mobile app and you get 24/7 account access and remote deposit. See them at one of their 2 locations in Grove City or online at gcafcu.org. Member NCUA, Equal Housing and Equal Opportunity Lender. Open a checking account now and score 4 tickets to a local high school sports event. Call for details.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh,
Nope, I'm a real person. Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours. Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
A community is more than just houses, buildings, and streets. It's the people who live and work and contribute to making life for themselves and the people around them better. Attorney Bill Motor believes in the young people who are this community's future. Attorney Bill Motor would like to say good luck, good health, and best wishes to all the players, coaches, band members, and cheerleaders in today's game and throughout the season. Attorney Bill Motor, 2500 Highland Road, Hermitage.
Countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail in Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all your printing, marketing, and mailing needs.
Back here at Grove City, pregame ceremony today. They are recognizing the state finalist team here at Grove City in 2004. A number of the guys are back. Head coach Jeff Bell, he's there. Some of the assistant coaches, we see Todd Warner down there, Ty Thompson. Of course, Todd's still on staff here. And, it's hard to believe it's been 20 years since those guys. One of the most magical runs in Mercer County history, a team that started out 0-2 and was pretty much in must-win mode the rest of the way because, they only took 4 teams to the playoffs then, and they had to run the table just to get in. And
I believe their semifinal game was an overtime win.
Yeah, they were down. They played Northeast, who was undefeated at Veterans Stadium, and they were down 21-19. Northeast scored to go up 8, and Kent Huber, who was a mountain of a man at about age 14, still a big guy, blocked the extra point to keep it an 8-point game. Grove City scored late, got the 2, sent it to overtime. Andy Hay kicking the field goal just to keep them alive, and then they defeated Harbor Creek in the title game, who Harbor Creek had beaten Grove City in week 1. I was up at that game. They lost to Greenville in week 2, came all the way back, got into the playoffs. Essentially is what would have been the number 4 seed out of 4. Won it, beat Brookville in the state playoffs, which was a regular season rematch, as wonky as that is. But they played in the regular season, and then they played at SRU in the state playoffs. The famous win over Tyrone at State College High School, the note card game. And then, of course, falling to Lansdale Catholic in a game that was really tight for 3.5 quarters before Lansdale ended up winning. But a lot of those guys back, some of them still look pretty good out there, but good to see them here at Forker Field today. And Kolten, of course, you were a starting quarterback on the West Middlesex team that played in Hershey in a state championship game, and now as you are an adult and so forth, and you look back and what that meant for the community and the school, it's a really special thing.
It is very special. We're fortunate here in Mercer County that we have a lot of communities that really take pride in in their schools and in their teams. And our team was 2006, just 2 years after this Grove City team. So right around the same time, and yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool thing for a community to experience. And Grove City's got a great football program, but those seasons are magical. Whenever you make it to Hershey, it's a tough road. We all know how great football is in Western Pennsylvania, and when you can be the representative from the West, it's a really, really special thing.
Yeah, and thinking back, Grove City in the 50s and 60s had some great teams, and there were a couple decades that were up and down, and even through the 90s and the early 2000s were, they certainly were, some lean years, but they hung in there. The 03 team or the 02 team kind of got it going, and they went to the AAA playoffs that year. 03 they were a good team that was a young team that had a lot of very tight losses, and then 04 it all came together. And really since then, with just maybe one or two exceptions, they have been a perennial powerhouse in AA and AAA in the 4-class system. And then, of course, in now in 3A, a couple district titles here recently. And this group, that went to Hershey, a special group, 20 years. It's hard. Where does time go?
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a special group of kids like that. The Grove City program's been great for the last 20 years, and so sometimes it takes a special group of guys to really kickstart a program and in a successful program. And at West Middlesex, we had a great year in 2006, but we really thought that 2002, 2003 back-to-back District 10 champion teams. Those teams, really did that for us. They really jump-started that program. There's a lot of excitement around the program, and so your impact while you're celebrating one season, your impact really extends much farther than that.
Yeah, and it's felt today here at Grove City. The Eagles, district champs in 21 and 22 last year in the semifinals, and hey, this is a young team, and they're just going to get better and better in what is a loaded 3A field. Taking on a 3A opponent today, Slippery Rock, Kolten, and both these teams, it's kind of finding their way. Yes, Grove City's 2-1, albeit 2 wins that maybe there was certainly a lot to clean up from those wins, but they got the wins. Slippery Rock, a nice win in week 2 over 4A Franklin, 38-7. The Rockets taking care of business that night. Again, this seems like one of those games where we're still learning a lot about these teams.
Absolutely, and you don't apologize for winning in District 10 football. It's tough to get out there on Friday night and get a win. So you take the win. Yes, you try to get better. You try to learn from things that didn't go as well as you want them to, but you take the win and you go. And this Slippery Rock team's pretty young. A lot of sophomores and juniors throughout this starting lineup. So, they are learning every snap that they are getting to play out there this year. And so you would expect this team to get better every week and be a much better team later this season than they were maybe to start this season. And, sometimes you never know what makes things click for a young team, and you just don't want to be their opponent when it does.
Both of these teams have relatively inexperienced quarterbacks. In Grove City's case, it's Lucas McCready back in the lineup, the senior, who he was a wide receiver until last year. He became the backup quarterback more or less out of necessity, and now he started the first couple games here, was banged up in the Fairview game in week 2. And on the Slippery Rock side, Fred Campagna, more of a traditional route. He's been a quarterback all the way up through the youth program, junior high, etc., and now first-year starter. Certainly, there is, as you know as well as anybody, there is a lot more to play in the quarterback position than just throwing to the open receiver.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're in charge of 11 guys on every play. And so, I was that sophomore quarterback at one time trying to manage that, and it can be a lot. Fred Campagna's got a lot on his plate. He's got good numbers to start the year: 25 of 51 for almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. You'd like to see that completion percentage a little higher, probably, but hopefully that gets better as the season goes on and he learns more. But it's a lot to put on a young man. He's well built, 6'1", 170 as a sophomore. So he's got the prototype to be a good high school quarterback, and he's just got to get better every week. And Lucas McCready did not a lot of reps over the last couple of years, obviously playing behind a very good quarterback. But now it's his turn to lead this team, and they're going to rely. Grove City's going to rely on the run game a little more, which should help McCready out. But you still got to be able to make plays. This 3A league is too good to not make plays through the passing game.
And with we kind of comparing the two quarterbacks, it seems like their strengths are different. McCready has a lot of playing experience, and he's a team captain. The leadership, all of those things that will come with time with Freddie Campagna. Not that he's not doing a great job of that already, but just in terms of he's played 3 varsity games, and McCready has played. He played a lot last year as receiver, defensive back. He was a sophomore special teams ace, etc. It's just kind of funny how the two quarterbacks, they similar in some ways, but yet very different.
Yeah, Coach Mallory's going to expect McCready to make a play when the game's on the line. It might not be standing in the pocket and going through a read and hitting your third read on a pattern, but he's going to be comfortable putting the ball in McCready's hands and having him make a play. And and it's going to look very different for Campagna. He's probably going to be the one in the pocket, expected to make the big time throw. And I think we should see a pretty close game today, and we might see that on the line tonight. Which quarterback's going to make a big time play when his team needs it?
One update: there's a game underway already today. A noon kickoff in Hermitage and Wilmington. With a big lead on Kennedy, 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, 44-0. The Greyhounds, they look to be coming off that big win over Northern Bedford County last week. It's Wilmington's league opener, and the Hounds look as if they are going to be 1-0 in conference play. We'll keep you up to date on that one. Don't forget, later today, 3:30 here on Sports Radio 96.7. It's the Backyard Brawl, the college version. I guess you could say this is the high school Backyard Brawl. Pitt, West Virginia, 3:30. Start for that, Pitt and West Virginia, and we will have all the action here on Sports Radio 96.7. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll visit with the head coaches. We will also have the Minuteman Press and one-stop mail starting lineups. Pre-game continues on Sports Radio 96.7.
Are you or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
You're independent. So are we. We're a locally owned independent bank. Because of that, we make our loan decisions right here at the bank. You don't have to wait for some out-of-town loan committee to get together. We offer fast, quick answers on your loan requests.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your local Erie agent is Mailer Insurance. Get a quote today at mailerinsurance.com. Mailer Insurance, a Reinhardt's agency affiliate. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello? Nope, I'm a real person. Well, we have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail in Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all your printing, marketing, and mailing needs.
And welcome back here. Ryan Briggs along with Kolten Hoffman. I had a chance earlier to speak with Slippery Rock head coach Larry Wonderus, and here's what Coach Wonderus had to say. Well, in the interim, we were having a connection issue getting the video interview, so we will go to those in just in a moment. But Kolten, what are a couple of keys in today's game that you're going to be keeping an eye on?
Well, in rivalry games, you always look at turnovers. More than rivalry games, that's a telling tale in a lot of football games. Grove City's forced a few turnovers this year. I'm sure they'd like to continue to do that, but whichever team protects the ball better, you would like their chances today. And then it's always big money downs. Third downs can keep drives alive. And the last one would be I want to see who establishes the line of scrimmage. Grove City has a pretty strong player between the trenches in DeLathe and Bones. Can he impact this game, or can Slippery Rock neutralize his impact on the game? So you always want to watch the battle of trenches. Who's winning that line of scrimmage?
Grove City and Slippery Rock today here. We will take a quick break, come back, get you the interviews and the starting lineups on Sports Radio 96.7.
You don't know what's in that bill. The person who gave it to you may not even know. By taking it, you may increase your risk of an overdose. Every day, nearly 300 Americans die from a drug overdose. Get the facts. Be your own advocate.
Contact Mercer County Behavioral Health, Inc. in Mercer, PA at 724-662-2230 or visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose. Brought to you by the Hermitage PA Rotary Club and the Mercer County Opioid Settlement Fund.
Score big with a new checking account at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. At the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you get a free checking account that offers no minimum balance, no monthly service fees, and unlimited transactions. Download their mobile app and you can get 24/7 account access and remote deposit. See them at one of their 2 locations in Grove City or online at gcafcu.org. Member NCUA, Equal Housing and Equal Opportunity Lender. Open a checking account now and score 4 tickets to a local high school sports event. Call for details.
Did you know that Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
A community is more than just houses, buildings, and streets. It's the people who live and work and contribute to making life for themselves and the people around them better. Attorney Bill Motor believes in the young people who are this community's future. Attorney Bill Motor would like to say good luck, good health, and best wishes to all the players, coaches, band members, and cheerleaders in today's game and throughout the season. Attorney Bill Motor, 2500 Highland Road, Hermitage.
Unlock your business potential with Hermitage Minuteman Press. From eye-catching designs to professional printing, Hermitage Minuteman Press are your local experts. Boost your brand with stunning business cards, brochures, banners, apparel, and more. The Hermitage Minuteman Press team ensures top-quality results with lightning-fast turnaround. Plus, their marketing solutions will take you to the next level. Elevate your image and stand out from the competition. Experience excellence in printing and marketing at Minuteman Press today. Minuteman Press, 3170 East State Street in Hermitage. Online at hermitage.minutemanpress.com or follow them on Facebook. Mention this ad and receive 10% off your first order.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. banking, but better.
And we are back here at Grove City's Forker Field. Ryan Briggs, Kolten Hoffman with you. Good crowd filing in here for this Saturday afternoon game. It is an afternoon game, Kolten. Of course, Grove City at home has to wear the dark jerseys. All black today, Slippery Rock in the all white. If there's one advantage for Slippery Rock, it's certainly that today.
Yeah, it's a warmer day than you're probably accustomed to for mid-September, especially high school football. Most games are in the evening these days. Not a lot of afternoon games. But, yeah, probably a slight advantage there for Slippery Rock. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. I don't put too much stock in that sort of stuff.
It's a talking point.
It's hot for both teams once you get out there and start banging into each other.
Time now for today's starting lineups. And the starting lineups, as always, are brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail of Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all of your printing, marketing, and mailing needs. Find them on Facebook, Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail of Hermitage. First for the homestanding Grove City Eagles on offense, it'll be Lucas McCready drawing back into the starting lineup. At quarterback, 5'11", 165, a senior. The running back, Jackson Wilson, 5'8", 165, a junior. We'll also see Jonas Stucchio, 6 feet, 165, a junior. He ran for 88 yards last week at Titusville and was the Reinhardt's Insurance Player of the Game. The receivers, Nathan Greer, 6'2", 180, a senior. Jimmy Cooper, 6 feet, 195, a sophomore. And Jazier Leonard, 6'1", 165, a senior. We will also see Terrell Richardson Healy at receiver, 5'10", 165, a senior. Left tackles, Ian McCreary, 6'2", 200, a senior. Delathian Bones at left guard, 6'3", 250, a junior. Logan Dice, 5'10", 215, a junior is the center. Jack Wolf at right guard, 6'4", 245, a senior. Jordan Gamble, the freshman, 6 feet, 210. He will start at right tackle. The tight end is Clayton Martin, 5'10", 190, a senior. The Slippery Rock defense, it's a 4-2-5 alignment. The ends are Brandon Boffman, 5'10", 200, a freshman, and Liam Throm, 5'8", 180, a junior. The tackles, Clint Shamblin, 6 feet, 205, a senior, and Jacob Rich, 6 feet, 245, a junior. Linebackers, Peyton Rich, 5'4", 155, a sophomore, and Lamont Patterson, 5'9", 190, a sophomore. The corners, Logan Schlobaum, 5'9", 155, a sophomore, and Cooper Glass, 5'11", 150, a senior. The safeties, Alex Cornelius, 5'10", 165, a sophomore. Doug Popovic, 6'1", 180, a junior, and Owen Long, 5'10", 150, a junior. Turning our attention to the Slippery Rock offense, Rockets will line them up this way. The starting quarterback is Fred Campagna, 6'1", 170, a sophomore. Cornelius and Long are the running backs. Glass and Popovic are the receivers. Jacob Rich at left tackle, Throm at left guard, Shamblin's the center, Cole Staub at right guard, 5'7", 185, a freshman, and Braden Hemphill is the right tackle, 5'9", 235, a sophomore. Sawyer Allen is the tight end, 6 feet, 170, a junior. The Grove City defense, the 3-3-5. The ends are Wolf and Cooper. Bones is the nose tackle. Dice, Martin, McCreary, the inside linebackers. The corners are Stucchio and Richardson Healy. The safeties are Wilson, Greer, and Keith Vandergrift. Vandergrift is a sophomore, 5'10", 160. Those are the Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail starting lineups. The Grove City Eagles have taken the field.
Yeah, interesting to see Grove City in the 3-3-5 this year. You know, we call it the 3-3 stack. You know, they've historically been a 4-4 base, one high safety type of defense for a long time. So a little bit of change to their base alignment this year. Not sure if that's just a schematic change or a personnel induced change. But that is a change for this Grove City defense. Slippery Rock's been in that 4-2-5 for quite a while. The benefit to having 5 defensive backs is you can mix up your looks. You can play 2 high safeties very easily, or you can roll 1 safety down, play 1 high. I'd expect Slippery Rock to be in 1 high safety a lot today. Try to force Grove City to throw the ball, get that extra defender in the box to go against this Grove City run game. But that'll be an interesting X's and O's matchup between these 2 staffs.
Yeah, the 3-3 alignment is what they actually spent a lot of time in the offseason with Grove City College defensive coordinator Dan Vogt. Of course, the Wolverines went to the second round of the NCAA playoffs last year, just the way Grove City High School's personnel lining up. So it's kind of a both, as you alluded to, but that's certainly something to see how will how that will shake out.
Yeah,
and what can Slippery Rock do to maybe exploit some things?
Yeah, and Sharon's defensive coordinator Ed Roberson's been running that defense for a long time, from his time at West Middlesex, his time at Hickory, now his time at Sharon. So we've seen iterations of that. We're seeing it a lot more. It seems to be the defense that's in vogue the last few years for sure. And I think part of that is because of the flexibility it provides. But you got to have athletes. If you're getting 5 defensive backs on the field, you got to have athletes to be able to run that defense.
Well, and so many teams now are using spread type offenses. I mean, it's 3 receivers, 4 receivers, 1 back. You're not seeing the wishbone or the wing T or the power I very often. Occasionally, we saw a little bit of broken wishbone at Titusville last week, but
and those types of offense give these 3-3-5 defenses issues a lot of times. You just don't get as many reps against it as you used to, and so if there is a vulnerability to those types of defenses, it is playing against the traditional wing T attack.
But we will not see that today, although both teams at one time ran the wing T. Back in 2004, we were celebrating 2004. Grove City ran the Delaware wing T, and Slippery Rock under Clyde Conti, they ran it as well back then, and those games took about an hour 50.
Yeah,
they played.
Well, and Slippery Rock had a great run. I think 2 years prior to that, 2002.
Yep.
They made a deep run. They lost to Aliquippa's, led by
Darrell
Rivas I believe that was the Western Finals.
Yes, it was. So they had a great run, and then it was Grove City's turn. And Reynolds the next year went to the state semis, and then the West Middlesex Big Reds in 06 to Hershey. So certainly was a great era, and been a pretty good era here recently too in Mercer County. And today we're about to get underway with Jonas Stucchio to kick off for Grove City Eagles. Won the toss and deferred their option to the second half. Grove City will go left to right. That's would be going towards the field house. And that as the field is oriented west to east, so it is a high midday sun here. Jonas Stucchio to kick off. Owen Long, Logan Schlobaum deep for Slippery Rock back at the 10, and it's going to be fielded by Long at the 15-yard line. Long gets upfield, and he is going to be hit at about the 25-yard line. The Grove City coverage unit downfield to bring him down, as Jazeer Leonard leading the defensive charge, the first-year senior, and Slippery Rock will put the ball in play at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, really good kick coverage there by Grove City.
The Eagles, Jazeer Leonard.
Kick had a lot of hang time on that kick.
And it's around 25.
And really good job by the coverage unit getting downfield. And stopping the return right in its tracks.
Slippery Rock will begin this drive. They're going to mark it at the 26. Rockets moving right to left in the first quarter towards the scoreboard. Fred Campagna in the pistol, and the snap was a little bit high, but before the snap, a flag thrown by the head linesman across the way, and is going to be a 5-yard mark off against whom? It's going to be against Grove City. Eagles lined up offside, so hey.
Must have been lined up in the neutral zone.
And then, of course, and that is an automatic dead ball, of course, in high school football. So the Eagles are pushed back 5 yards. Slippery Rock now with 1st and 5.
Interesting. Looked like Slippery Rock's using a silent count on offense. Quarterback giving the center a hand signal as the center looks through his legs, and then center snaps it when he's ready.
Give us the deep back in the pistol. That's Owen Long. He goes right up the middle out to the 33, 34-yard line. Brought to the turf by Logan Dice, one of the inside linebackers. And Owen Long led the team in rushing last year with 201 yards, already 170 yards this year. And he picks up 3 on his first carry of the afternoon at 2nd and 2.
Yeah, so we're seeing this a lot in high school football as well. We're in the shotgun, but we've got a tight end and a fullback in the game, and we're still doing some power run game out of the shotgun. And a good gain for 3 there on 1st down for Slippery Rock.
2nd and 2. Campagna has 2 receivers to the left. Long is in the slot now. Generat will motion from left to right, and the give is to Alex Cornelius, trying to get over the right side. Cornelius is going to be hit at the 35. Dice and Martin combine on the stop. Cornelius gets a yard, and it will be 3rd and short for the Rockets. And actually going to say no gain, so call it 3rd and 2 back at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, good quickness from this Grove City defense. I don't think Grove City necessarily has the size they've had in the last few years, but sideline to sideline, they should be pretty quick.
Companion on the center for the Rockets.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. Back to pass, Campagna throws a hitch far side, caught by Doug Popovic, and Popovic up to the ball knocked loose, and the beanbags come out. Does Grove City have it, or is he down? I believe that's a fumble, Colton. Let's see.
It looked like a fumble to me, but it looks like okay, they are calling it a fumble.
And the fumble, so that would have been enough for a first down. Instead, the Eagles take over. The fumble forced and recovered in Slippery Rock territory at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like a fumble from here. Would have been a Slippery Rock first down. Really nice job by the side judge and back judge getting together before they made a decision on that play, because the back judge definitely had it as a fumble. Would have been very difficult for the side judge to see it. And they get together and make the right call, and that gives Grove City great field position, starting on the Slippery Rock 40-yard line for their first drive of the game. We talked about turnovers potentially playing a big role in this one. We might see it here early if Grove City can capitalize.
Yeah, taking over at the 40. Excellent field position for Lucas McCready at quarterback, and they give us to Jackson Wilson. Wilson picking his way upfield across the 35 and down to the 33. Gain of 7 for Jackson Wilson. Wilson coming in 364 yards on the season and a healthy gain on first down.
Yeah, not a name you heard a lot last year for this Grove City team, but a really nice jump cut. Presses the hole, jump cuts back to the inside, and straight downhill for a gain of 7 on first down.
Jackson Wilson, first-year starter on offense. Saw him get some spot duty last year, but he's been the feature back this year. Was shaken up last week at Titusville. 2nd and 3, McCready out of the shotgun on the move, and it's picked off. Popovic intercepted at the 28 along the near sideline. Popovic breaks a tackle and stepped out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Doug Popovic needed about 2 more inches of real estate on the near sideline. It would have been a touchdown, but Doug Popovic, who fumbled it away, giveth and then taketh away.
Yeah, and a really nice job by Popovic. It was an underthrow by McCready, rolling to his right. Popovic getting to his flat coverage, and McCready just didn't get the ball out there. You got to get it out wide and past that flat defender. He did not. Popovic able to undercut it, and about 2 inches away from a house call on that one. As we trade turnovers here early, Slippery Rock picks up about 20 yards on the turnover trade, and they're in Grove City territory.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Grove City 43-yard line. As you said, they benefit with some field position and also a little momentum. Cooper Glass wide left. Janneret is a tight end to the left. Popovic wide right, and now timeout is going to have to taken by Slippery Rock. Rockets were not lined up properly.
Maybe a man short.
Yeah, I only count 10.
Yeah, I think they were a man short, and that's tough in high school when you get a quick change.
We'll take a quick timeout as well. Slippery Rock starting in Grove City territory. We'll come back with more first quarter action. No score on Sports Radio 96.7.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your local Erie agent is Mailer Insurance. Get a quote today at mailerinsurance.com. Mailer Insurance, a Reinhardt's agency affiliate. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Banking, but better.
The Slippery Rock coming out of the timeout. First down and 10 at the 43-yard line. And the give is to Owen Long. Long over the right side. Long to the 40. And he'll be brought down there. Pick up of 3 for Owen Long.
Well, that's a nice run by Long. It looks like it's an outside run play, almost like an outside zone play. And he presses to the outside until he decides it's time to get upfield. And he puts his right foot in the ground, gets north and south right away, and picks up 3.
So a lot like the same principle of the old buck sweep. We're making that 90-degree turn upfield.
It is, and you see some wing T principles in these spread offenses these days. I don't think that had the dual pulling guards there, but very, very much like a buck sweep.
2nd and 7 at the 40. Give us to Cornelius this time. He goes over the left side. Flag comes in as Cornelius brought down at the 38-yard line. Short pickup on the play.
In the area of holding, but we'll see what the call is.
Andres Navarro in at linebacker making the tackle along with Clayton Martin. It's going to be holding as referee Rick Witten tells us that the flag is on Slippery Rock. That is the first flag of the game on the Rockets. They will be set back 10 yards to midfield, bringing up 2nd down and 17.
Yeah, and that's tough on offensive linemen when you're constantly doing those reach blocks. If you can't reach your gap or the defender in your gap, the tendency is to let those arms get outside away from your body and grab on, and I think that's what we saw there.
2nd and 17. Campagna finds Glass near side. Glass on a screen. Glass to the 45. And he's cut down by Clayton Martin after a pickup of 5. It will be 3rd and long for the Rockets.
Well, it's the second time we've seen that little, rocket screen, wide receiver screen. The split ends just taking one step, coming back towards the quarterback into the boundary, and the offensive tackle is actually trying to get out and block the corner and let the receiver get under that. Slippery Rock would have had a 1st down on it last drive if it wasn't for the fumble. They get another completion there, but it still sets up a 3rd and long.
3rd and 12 at the 45. Campagna, 2 receivers right, receiver and a wing to the left. Campagna under pressure from Bones, throws it far side, and Long will make the catch right near the down box. That's going to be no gain, maybe even a loss on the play, and it will be 4th down and long, and Campagna maybe forcing that one a bit, and it turns out to be a short loss.
Yeah, I think that was Delathian Bones who flew through there. It was supposed to be a designed rollout to the right, and Bones from his nose guard position blew right through there and really blew that one up. Campagna was not able to get downhill and had to get that one out of his hands.
So Zach Lasko on to punt. Now, he, of course, is a soccer player at Slippery Rock, and he was banged up on the soccer pitch earlier this week. Played last night. He told Larry Wendroos that he's good to go, but we'll see if he's telling the truth or not. Averaging 32 on his 7 punts this year. Greer and Wilson deep. Lasko's kick, well, he looks healthy there. High spinner. Greer back to his 8, makes the catch along the far sideline. Greer far sideline. He will step out of bounds near the 15-yard line. 38-yard punt. Run back of 7 yards. Grove City will be pinned deep in its own end with 8:01 to go in the first quarter.
We haven't mentioned Nathan Greer yet, but we know what kind of a threat he is. Defense, special teams. Grove City, they're probably going to try to find a way to get the ball in his hands and let him make plays.
Greer had a couple of rushing attempts last week against Titusville. We'll see if maybe they incorporate more of that. 1st and 10 for Grove City at the 15. Moving left to right. Glad you could join us today. So hello to everybody watching on our Facebook video feed. We know we're first-time cameraman, working out a couple of bugs there, but all in all, seems like things are pretty good. Jimmy Cooper slot right now. Clayton Martin will realign as a wing to the right. McCready gives the handoff to Wilson. Wilson over the right side. Wilson upended as he gets across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Owen Long from his safety spot cuts him down, but Jackson Wilson will pick up close to 7 on the carry.
Yeah, and he's a pretty shifty runner. A little different than the types of backs Grove City had last year, which were more downhill, sort of bruising type of backs. He's a little more dynamic, a little shiftier in between the tackles as he's hitting that hole.
2nd down and a long 3 at the 22. McCready will give it to Wilson, finds a crease up the middle across the 30. Long gets a hold of him and finally trips him up, but not before Jackson Wilson picks up 12 more out to the 34-yard line, and Grove City picks up the first down of the afternoon.
And he was a shoestring, maybe a shoestring and a half away from breaking that one all the way. I think based on what we've seen here early from Grove City, they might lean on Jackson Wilson here today. 3 runs. He's been successful with all 3 carries.
Jonas Stucchio now in at running back. Ran for 88 yards last week. 4-man front for Slippery Rock. 2 receivers to the right. And the give is to Stucchio off the left side. Stucchio with some running room to the 40. Cuts back to his right. Stucchio to the 50 and long with another perhaps touchdown-saving tackle. Jonas Stucchio into Slippery Rock territory to the 49. 16 yards for Jonas Stucchio on his first carry.
Well, this Grove City offensive line is doing a great job early against the Slippery Rock defensive line, really opening up holes, letting these backs for Grove City get downhill, and they are getting into the 2nd and 3rd level pretty basically untouched.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Snap, the bad snap, grabbed by McCready, and then he will be hauled down for a short loss on the play, and that one doomed from the get-go.
Yeah. Sometimes you see that when the center forgets whether the quarterback's in shotgun or under center, but we don't see Grove City under center very often. So on a hot day, I don't know if that one slipped. Those offensive linemen get pretty sweaty, so I don't know if that one just slipped on its way back there or what, but not what you want to see on first down when you've been having success.
2nd and 12, back to the Grove City 49. McCready in the shotgun, and he'll give it to Stukio. Stukio over the right side, stiff arms a man. There's a flag behind the play. Stukio to the 45, Stukio to the 40, stumbling along the near sideline, still on his feet, and finally dumped out of bounds near the 25-yard line by Schlobaum, but this one likely coming back. You could see one of the Slippery Rock defenders, Kolten, looked like he just disappeared in the middle of the pile.
Yeah, and a really nice cut by Stukio to bounce that outside. Unfortunately, sometimes the offensive linemen are expecting the ball carrier to hit the hole on the other side of the lineman, and when they bounce it, they tend to hold on as those defenders react, and I think that's what you got there. So a negative play on first down for Grove City. Now a penalty. Now we're in 2nd and long.
2nd and 22, back at the 39-yard line. No score. Halfway through quarter number 1 here in this special matinee, Grove City and at Slippery Rock at Forker Field. It's the 43rd all-time meeting. It's the 40th anniversary of Slippery Rock's first ever win over Grove City. We'll talk more about that as the day goes on. 2nd and 22 at the 39. High snap. This one goes through McCready's hands. It's picked up in the backfield by Wilson back at the 30. And then Jackson Wilson will be hauled down at the 31, a loss of 8 on the play, as coming down or upfield for Slippery Rock, Gavin McDougal, the junior linebacker, and 2nd and 22 is now turned into 3rd and about 30.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Mallory, you can't be pleased. You know, these are some of the mistakes you'll live with in the scrimmage. Maybe week 1, week 2, but we're week 4 now. You would like to see this part of the offense being executed at a really high level. And, the last 3 plays, we've seen two snaps that weren't executed and a penalty. And that's frustrating for an offensive football coach.
So promising drive now facing 3rd and 30 back at the 31-yard line. Jimmy Cooper and Clayton Martin exchange positions. Cooper slot right inside of Nathan Greer. Richardson Healy wide left, but tight to the formation. McCready in the shotgun, and now Grove City will take its first timeout of the afternoon. 4:38 to go in the first quarter. Slippery Rock and Grove City are scoreless. We'll take a quick break and come back with more after this on Sports Radio 96.7 and on Facebook.
1973, Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. And they still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also has burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Lock, Stock, and Barrel is also a full-service deli. Party rings, meat and cheese trays, and cold veggie trays are all available. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sundays and Mondays.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Banking, but better.
Back here at Grove City High School's Forker Field, no score with 4:38 to go in the opening quarter. Ryan Briggs and Kolten Hoffman with you. Aaron Biro back in the studio. Sam Timko doing the camera work for us today. Grove City, 3rd and 30 at its own 31-yard line. Richardson Healy wide left on the wide side of the field. Martin is a wing to the left. Greer and Cooper tight with their alignment to the right. McCready back to pass. Has some time now. Pumps flush, and he is going to be sacked back at the 20-yard line. Coming through for the sack is Braden Hemphill, the sophomore defensive end. First sack of the afternoon for the Rockets, and Grove City will have to punt away the football with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, there's not many play calls in the playbook for 3rd and 30, and it looked like McCready wanted to hit Greer on a shallow drag route, just try to get the ball in his hands and see if he could make a play. And it was actually a good decision not to throw it. Slippery Rock was all over it. It wasn't there. Results in a sack. And I think Grove City would be lucky to get this back to the original line of scrimmage after the punt here.
4th and 41. Greer to punt. Here comes the rush, the kick. High, short spinner. It's going to land out of bounds. And it's going to be marked out at about the 38-yard line. An 18-yard punt. And Grove City After going backwards, the short punt gives Slippery Rock excellent field position. Rockets, 1st and 10 at the 38. Kolten, is this kind of the, and you've been a play caller, this maybe you're thinking, hey, go take a shot here, a trick play, something like that in this spot in the field?
You might be. Catch Grove City with their head between their legs a little bit. Kind of frustrated with how that offensive series went after a few successful plays. We've seen Slippery Rock throw it a couple times, but everything's been quick around the line of scrimmage. They really haven't taken a shot downfield. So if you have a trick play or you had a chance to get aggressive, this might be it.
Always remember Doug Popovic, who starts at receiver, is the backup quarterback. He's a flanker to the far side. That's the wide side of the field. Long slot left, Glass wide left. Now Long will motion to the wide side of the field. Campagna in the shotgun. Campagna throws a quick screen, caught by Glass. He gets a block. Glass to the 30. He's going to be stacked up there by Wilson and Martin. What a pickup of 7 on that first down completion.
Well, it's that same little wide receiver screen. That's the 3rd time Slippery Rock's run it here in the first quarter. So that's got to be something Slippery Rock saw on film that they wanted to take advantage of against Grove City. And it's one of those things where, as an offensive coordinator, you run it until you get them to change how they're playing and how they're comfortable playing. So it's clearly something that the Slippery Rock offensive staff wants to emphasize.
2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line. Glass wide left. Long slot right. Cornelius is the single back next to Campagna in the shotgun. Option play. Campagna rolling right now. A pitch to Cornelius. And Cornelius will be hauled down immediately. DeLathan Bones, a nose tackle, brings him down from behind. And now a flag at the end of the play, well after the play on the far sideline, as Popovic and Terrell Richardson-Heasley were tangled up, and obviously a big penalty here. It could put Slippery Rock in 3rd and long or be a new set of downs.
Yeah, usually both parties are guilty, but it's the one that gets caught.
Rick Whitten about to come over and tell us what the penalty is. It is a dead ball penalty. It's unsportsmanlike.
I think
what
they got them both.
They're going to get them both. So it's offsetting. So now be 3rd down and 3 at the 31 or maybe even 32. They mark it back at the 32. So 3rd and 4. The penalty is offset. But hey, it's a rivalry game. Yeah, the emotions, the temperature's high, and so's the blood.
Well, the important thing though is both players have won unsportsmanlike. You get a second one, you're done for the day. So both players got to be on their best behavior from here on out.
And you don't want to lose anybody, but especially two-way starters.
Right. And both of these teams have a lot of those.
So 3rd and 4 for Slippery Rock at the Grove City 32 on the far right hash mark. Long back in the backfield now. McDougal lines up slot left, and the give from Campagna is the long into the line, gets the 30, and then is driven back. Jimmy Cooper squared him up and drove him back. Long gets 2, will be 4th and 2.
Well, that's a great tackle by Jimmy Cooper right there. Number 4. It might have been Clayton Martin in there as well. I saw it, but that was a hit right in the hole. Looked like Long was picking up that first down easy, and I think that Grove City defense just stopped him right in his tracks. Big play here, 4th and 2 at the 30. You got to go for it.
2:24 to go clock, rolling no score, first quarter. Campagna in the shotgun has Generette as a wing to the left. Gets the snap, and the give is to Long. He is hit, breaks one tackle, leans forward, and he is not going to get there. The teeth of the defense as helping to bring him down. Clayton Martin finished him off. That front 3 of Wolf and Bones in there. We saw Logan Dice also getting a piece of him. No gain. The Grove City defense holds. So both teams have had some opportunities, Kolten, but yet to cash in.
Yeah, and DeLathan Bones really got a lot of penetration right in the middle of that play right there, right in the middle of the line of scrimmage. And he really blew that one up and allowed his linebackers to come in behind him and clean it up. And that's a little frustrating for Slippery Rock. They've had field position in Grove City territory twice and not able to take advantage.
Now Grove City will come out of it with a little better field position than where the punt came from, out to the 30. 1st and 10. McCready in the shotgun. Throws a screen, and it's a one-hopper to Greer. It is incomplete. And you wondered, did perhaps somebody go the wrong way on that one in the backfield? Because the running back and quarterback bumping into each other?
Yeah, it just didn't look clean, as clean as it probably should have. And the pass did not make it all the way out to Greer. Just trying to get Greer the ball in space, let him make a play. And haven't been able to pull that off so far in this first quarter.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for Grove City. Grove City has the only 2 first downs in the game. Slippery Rock has outgained the Eagles 24-22 so far. McCready will give it to Wilson. Wilson off the left side. Wilson out to the 35. Popovic there to bring him down along with inside linebacker Lamont Patterson. But Jackson Wilson able to squirt forward for 5 yards. And now Grove City with a 3rd and 5 upcoming at the 35-yard line as we're under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. It's Region 4 matchup today. Both teams 0-1 in league play.
It's a big 3rd down here. This Grove City offense, you've seen some flashes, but not really able to get on track.
Now Cooper motions into the backfield. He's the deep back. It's option, and it's kept by McCready. McCready goes upfield to the 40, has the first down, brought down by Peyton Rich and Alex Cornelius, but Grove City, a wrinkle there, motioning Jimmy Cooper. Goes kind of an H-back, more or less. He lines up in the slot a lot, but moving into the backfield, and Hayden McCready able to pick up the first down and a new set of downs at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, that was almost like a designed quarterback run that was made to look like an option. I don't really think McCready had much interest in pitching that football. Well-designed play. McCready, we talked about a pregame, probably more of an athlete playing quarterback, and you saw his athletic ability there picking up the first down.
Stukio back in the game. But they give us to Wilson. Stukio line up as a slot receiver, and Wilson is drilled in the backfield. Lamont Patterson, the inside linebacker, firing through to bring him down. Also, Hemphill making another tackle. Hemphill with a sack earlier, and that time picking up a share of a tackle for loss. Loss of 1 will be 2nd and 11 back at the 43.
Yeah, there were a couple of Slippery Rock Rockets in there very, very quickly on that first down play. Not much of a chance there for Wilson. Good penetration, and two Rockets finished the tackle there.
Stukio slot left, Richardson Healy wide left. Clayton Martin is a wing to the left. Greer singled up on the near side. Could be the final play of the first quarter. McCready in the shotgun, gives it to Wilson. Jackson Wilson up the middle. Wilson bounces off his own man and then is brought to the turf at the 49-yard line, a gain of 6 as Jacob Rich brings him down. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Slippery Rock and Grove City scoreless after 1. Kolten and I will come back with the second quarter from Forker Field after this on Sports Radio 96.7 and Facebook Live.
Gosh, honey, what's got you all chef-tastic?
You know, it's our kitchen remodel. It's got me all inspired.
Oh, are you inspired enough to make dessert?
As a matter of fact.
Is it chocolate? Oh, it's chocolate. I love you.
Get inspiration all year round with a brand new kitchen from Warner's Homes and Improvements. We create new kitchens that dreams are made of. We buy direct from the manufacturers using top quality materials with no shortcuts. The latest in style and functionality for a fair price. Call Warner's today and get inspired. Warner's Homes and Improvements on Route 19 in Mercer or online at warnersconstruction.com.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
On to the second quarter. The teams change ends. Grove City has the ball at its own 49-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Eagles, along with Kolten Hoffman. Ryan Briggs here in Grove City on a sun-splashed Saturday. This must be what life in San Diego is like, Kolten.
We've been pretty fortunate here in Western Pennsylvania. It's been a great summer and a late summer here, technically, even though we're playing football.
We did have the summer thunderstorms last Friday night.
Yeah, the last 2 Friday nights have been about the only sour weather parts of the week, but pretty good for the most part.
Eagles now moving right to left towards the scoreboard. They have 3rd and 5, the ball in the middle of the field in the GC logo. McCready in the shotgun, long count, 4-man front for Slippery Rock. Eagles black tops, black pants, Vegas gold numbers and letters and trim, along with white trim, white helmets. Slippery Rock, white tops, white pants, red numbers and letters, silver helmets. McCready gives it to Jackson Wilson, hesitates, goes over the left side, and he will spin down to the 45. He'll have the first down. Owen Long brings him to the turf, but on 3rd and 5, Jackson Wilson picks up 6.
I really like what I've seen from Wilson so far. Really nice job finding the hole. It's not always right where it's designed to be, but he finds it, and then he finishes his runs. He took contact there probably a yard or two prior to the first down marker, finished his run, picked up the first down, and Grove City continues this drive.
Wilson, 43 yards on 7 carries so far.
And he's probably been the flashiest player so far today when it comes to the offensive side of the ball for both teams.
3 receivers, they are all stacked tight to the formation. Richardson, Healy to the left, Stuckio and Greer to the right. Greer is a flanker. Martin is a wing to the left. Jackson Wilson to the left of McCready in the shotgun, and timeout Grove City. Eagles could not get lined up properly, and they will take their second timeout of the first half. 11:19 to go in the first half. We'll keep it here. We will remind everybody that after the game, we'll have the Reinhardt's Insurance Player of the Game and the Lock, Stock, and Barrel Play of the Game. And then later today, it is Pitt and West Virginia, the Backyard Brawl. 3:30 kickoff at Acrisure Stadium. And we will have the Pitt Panthers Football Network here at 3:30.
Who do you got in that one? Who's winning the Backyard Brawl today?
It's a tough one to figure. I don't know how much we know about either team. Certainly West Virginia was a tough day in the opener against Penn State. Pitt, with the win in week 1 over Kent, great comeback last week. It might be a cop-out, but Pitt being at home, I think, is an advantage. So I'm a Penn State fan, so I don't really have a real horse to race, but it should be a great game. And I'm rooting for a great game.
Both lose.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Pitt fans lose to WVU after West Virginia lost to Penn State, the Penn State fans will certainly remind the Pitt backers of that.
Kind of bragging rights without even playing, right?
Absolutely. Bragging rights on the line here at this one, Grove City and Slippery Rock, as well as we're getting to 1-1 in league play. Greer in motion from wing right. He gets a jet sweep handoff, breaks a McDougal tackle in the back, who gets upfield, and he'll step out of bounds at the 36. Looked like it was going to be a loss of 4 or 5, but instead Nathan Greer able to turn it into a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a really nice play by Greer. He was in the fingertips of the Slippery Rock defender there, and able to break free, and just not enough pursuit from that Slippery Rock defense. Sometimes if the initial guy doesn't make the play, you've got teammates there to bottle him up, but not the case that time. Really nice job by Greer.
Officially a gain of 8 to the 37. 2nd and 2, Greer wide right. 2 receivers to the left, Richardson, Healy on the outside, Cooper in the slot. Martin is the wing to the right. That's the wide side of the field. Jonas Stuckio back in as the single back with McCready. Clock stopped, 11:13 to go in the half, no score.
And really no safety for Slippery Rock farther than about 9 yards off the ball. So they're coming down and trying to help in this run game.
Furthest man away from the line of scrimmage is the corner on the far side, Cooper Glass. And now Grove City will have to exhaust its third and final timeout of the first half. 11:13 to go in the first half. Kolten and I will take a break. We'll come back with more action from Forker Field. Grove City and Slippery Rock scoreless on Sports Radio 96.7 and Facebook Live.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs, and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
We mentioned that we have college football later today. Pitt, West Virginia, one local college update as Westminster opens its season today. President's Athletic Conference action, and Westminster leading Wingsburg University 14-0 early second quarter down at Memorial Field in New Wilmington. 2nd and 2, McCready will give it to Stuckio, winding his way over the right side. Stuckio drags a defender downfield to the 30. Gavin McDougal able to bring him down, but not before Stuckio picks up 7, and Grove City has its 5th first down of the afternoon.
Stuckio, a little more of an upright runner, kind of stands tall, but he churns those legs. You can see he takes contact, and those legs keep on moving, and able to drag a few defenders for a few extra yards.
So it is going to be first down Grove City at the 30, moving right to left in the second quarter. McCready out of the shotgun, give to Stuckio again. Stuckio over the left side, spins, keeps the legs going, finally brought down at the 20. Patterson and Glass combined to bring him down, but Stukio, that strong lower half, able to pick up 10 more, and the Eagles are into the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville.
Well, exactly what I said the play before, able to pick up about 6 extra yards on his own, and he's definitely the bigger, probably more powerful of the two Grove City backs.
For Stukio, the defending AAA District 10 champion in the triple jump, 45 feet, 5.5 inches, 9th at the state championships in AAA last year. So if you can triple jump, you know that lower half's strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
The track coach applauds noddingly down there. He taught him everything he knows. Good to see Coach English down there. And Jackson Wilson back in. Wilson gets a couple brought down by Jacob Rich in the middle of the pile. Wilson will be credited with a 3-yard gain to the 17. And, of course, talk about Stukio, strong legs, also strong leg. He's a kicker, too.
Yeah, and it's a nice little 1-2 punch Grove City has in this backfield here. They don't have to rely on McCready to run too much, but he's a sneaky threat as well.
2nd and 7. McCready throws it far side, and it is caught far side. Greer making the catch. We must have took that one off the top of the turf. That looked awfully close.
It was the far side of the field, far away from us, but it looked close to short hopping to him, and apparently he
got
put
the hands under
off the turf.
And Greer able to get 6 to the 11. I paused for a minute. I thought it skipped him, but he got the hands under it.
I was waiting for a whistle as well, and it never came.
The head linesman had a very good view. It was right there.
Yeah,
it's a clean catch, and Greer picks up 6. 3rd and a yard. Eagles are 2 of 3 on 3rd down. 12th play of the drive. Give to Wilson. Hesitates and goes over the left side. Wilson to the 10. Jackson Wilson to the 5, and Jackson Wilson takes it in. Touchdown, Grove City. 11-yard touchdown run for Jackson Wilson. His 4th touchdown of the season, and Grove City has a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, and a really nice improvised run by Jackson Wilson. Not a lot at the line of scrimmage, navigating some slippery rock pressure, able to bounce it all the way around the left end. And once he got outside into daylight, it was an easy 6 from there.
Jackson Wilson caps a 12-play, 70-yard drive. It used 5-12. Stukio to attempt the extra point. Drake Moore, backup quarterback, is the holder. Snap is good, hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is not good. Stukio pushed it wide right, and it remains 6-0. Stukio now 5 of 7 on the season. But Grove City has a 6-0 lead with 9:02 to go in the first quarter. We'll come back with more from Forker Field after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
I'm hungry.
Well, I know just the place to go.
They got what I like?
Oh, yeah.
When? Wait, what about drinks?
Well, it's a bar and grill, so yeah, you're covered.
Win-win?
Speaking of win, they've got gaming too, so you can
win.
Come sit down for a great meal, a great drink, a great time, or all three. Bay's Pub and Grill has just what you want. So come by for good eats, cold drinks, and the latest ways to win. Bay's Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Jackson Wilson gets Grove City on the board. 12-play, 70-yard drive, and really, Kolten, Grove City stopping Slippery Rock after the Rockets had received the short punt, unable to do anything with it. Eagles taking over to 30, and Grove City defense has come up big and eventually led to the touchdown.
Yeah, a couple big stops. Slippery Rock's last 2 possessions both started in Grove City territory, and the Grove City defense with a couple big stops, and the offense, I would say, more got out of its own way than anything, able to really capitalize. They've been successful on the ground all day, but that's the first drive they've been able to finish.
Stukio to kick off. Schlobbaum and long deep for Slippery Rock back near the 5. This kick will be going into what wind there is. Line drive kick, and it's going to hit on the goal line, skip in. So Stukio maybe taking out a little bit of the frustration for missing the extra point. It is an automatic touchback, and Slippery Rock will put it in play at the 20 with 9:02 to go in the first half.
It is harder to kick extra points when your legs are tired from dragging defenders as the tailback. It's a little different than being just a kicker.
Yeah, and you see Stukio playing at corner and running back. And also, he has a soccer background, so it's not like they were holding tryouts. Hey, who can kick? We know he can kick. He's demonstrated it there. And that kickoff. And when you have a kicker in high school who can put the ball close to the goal line, that's quite the luxury.
Right. Well, of course, in high school, if that ball breaks the plane of the goal line, it's an automatic touchback. And if you can get your opponent starting at the 20-yard line, you'll take that every single day.
And that's where Slippery Rock begins this drive at the 20. High snap. Campagna bobbles it, hits the running back's helmet. It's loose, and looks like Grove City has it. Eagles have come out of there with it. Delathian Bones has his big right hand around the football, and Grove City a gift. The Eagles will take over at the 17-yard line in the McCandless Ford red zone. That time just a mishandled snap, and Delathian Bones says, I'll take it, thank you very much.
Well, Delathian Bones has spent a lot of time in that Slippery Rock backfield already, just a couple minutes here into that second quarter, so it's not much of a surprise that he was the one to come up with that fumble, but yeah, just a self-inflicted wound there for Slippery Rock, really setting Grove City up right on the doorstep here.
Ball at the 17-yard line. Yeah, the snap hit Campagna's hands, then hit the running back Cornelius, hit him in the side of the head. So the Eagles have it at the 17-yard line. Richardson, Healy, wide left. Cooper's a wing to the left now, and they give us to Jackson Wilson. Wilson cuts back over right guard inside the 10 to the 9. Owen Long brings them down. Actually, they'll say the knee hit back at the 11, but still a healthy gain on first down, pickup of 6.
Well, and just one more thing. A lot of high school offenses are in shotgun a lot, and there's a lot of advantages to it. But these aren't professionals. You're going to screw up that shotgun snap from time to time.
On second down, McCready pass incomplete. It hit Greer right between the ones. And it will now be third down. And you mentioned, too, in both of these cases, the starting center for each team, Dice for Grove City, Shamlin for Slippery Rock, are also starting on defense. So the hands are getting banged up. I mean, and they also play positions defensively where there's a lot of contact, too. I mean, it's certainly one of those things that can compound.
Yeah, it's not an easy job when it's the only thing you're responsible for doing.
3rd and 4, give to Wilson. Wilson over the left side, squirts through a hole, and he'll be dumped there by Lamont Patterson, who was the opening night starter at center for Slippery Rock, starting at inside linebacker. He brings down Wilson at the 7, but Wilson gets enough for the first down, needed the 7, and takes it to the Rock at 7. The Eagles will have first and goal from the 7 as we approach the 8-minute mark in the second quarter.
And Wilson able to just get enough yardage to move the chains, and first and goal at the 7 with Grove City really to take command of this game.
McCready will give it to Wilson again. Wilson steps through a tackle. Jackson Wilson's in. Touchdown, Grove City. Jackson Wilson, his second touchdown of the quarter. Grove City turns the turnover into points. It is 12-0. A drive, 4 plays, 17 yards. It uses all of 59 seconds.
I think you're going to see Grove City go for 2 here.
It looks like it. When Stukio's out there, you don't necessarily know, but you always have to look. Does he have the tee in his hand or not? He doesn't now. He's going to check out, and Greer will come in, and Grove City is going to line up in the swinging gate.
I think they got one too many out there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think there's 12 on offense for Grove City right now.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And but Slippery Rock's going to take the timeout. So with 7:55 to go in the half, of course, not the first time this weekend that a team's had 12 out there. Sharon and Hickory fans know what we're talking about. But hey, if they don't catch it, it's not a penalty. But we have 7:55 to go in the half, 12-0. But really, Grove City getting the ground game going, and what's the best way to protect a relatively inexperienced quarterback? Run the ball, right?
Absolutely, and it's really what you've seen high school offenses do since the beginning of time.
You see it in the professional game,
right? And you see it in the professional game now. With a lot of these defenses are playing 2 high safeties and not being real aggressive, and so you're seeing a lot more focus on the running game, even in the NFL.
What's old is new, and what is new is old.
Yeah, it's a lot of old school styles, just out of a different formation, different language.
Now Grove City will go for 1, and now shift out of it into the swinging gate. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the flag thrown. The officials will get together again. Was there a flag or no?
Yeah, there's a flag on the far side.
Okay, yep, we see it now. It's right on the soccer line.
Yeah.
Which, of course, is yellow. Grove City had the requisite 11 men out there.
Reading shares with us.
Not sure what this is about.
Rick Witten's going to tell us.
Good ball.
And it's a false start against Grove City. So you wondered, did maybe one of the guys put his hand on the ground, one of the interior men?
Maybe.
So now we'll go back to the 7.5-yard line. That penalty, the third on Grove City for 20 yards. Sam Mowry wanting an explanation. He gets it, and
I don't think he was satisfied with
no.
it.
The word I was going to say was moderately disgusted.
Yeah.
Now Grove City will line up in the swinging gate. They have 6 men out to the left.
I think you take a shot with Greer one-on-one.
Snap, and McCready with it. McCready's going to lob it into the end zone, and wide open is Clayton Martin. Closest man to him was the back judge. Clayton Martin catches the two-pointer, and after all that, Grove City gets the conversion, 14-0. A lot of smoke and mirrors, and then you go right up the middle.
Yeah, and the difficult thing about that swinging gate is it's very difficult for a defense to determine which receivers are eligible. Martin might have been the center on that play, and still an eligible receiver by the formation. So that's where that formation puts the defense in a bind.
Drake Moore, the holder, and of course he's throwing the ball some this year, 15 of 23. This year he was a starter last week at Titusville. He threw the two-pointer to Clayton Martin to make it 14-0 with 7:55 to go in the first half.
Well, obviously Slippery Rock doesn't want to be in this position. They're down 14-0 here, middle of the second quarter. We'll see if they get a little more aggressive on offense. I think they've been a little conservative so far. We haven't seen much down the field. We've seen a lot of run game, a lot of wide receiver screen. We'll see if they get a little more aggressive, try to make some plays through the air. They just not a ton of success between the tackles with Long. He's had a few decent gains, but his long of the day is only 3 yards.
Yeah, he's been getting positive, but just not a whole lot of positive. But
right, and not much help from anyone else running the ball. So their best play has been those wide receiver screens. We'll see if they open it up a little bit here on this drive.
Maybe you'll pump and go off of it or something, perhaps.
Yeah, the only problem with that is they've been running it to the one receiver side, so there really hasn't been another guy out there to try it. But we'll see. I'm sure they've got a few plays. Another booming kick.
Stukio's kickoff goes out of the back of the end zone. It hit on the end line on the fly, and the Rockets will have the ball at the 20-yard line after the touchback. Coming up at the half of a first half recap, scoring and stats. We will update you on the scoreboard from last night. Update you on the one other game ongoing. End of 3. Wilmington was all over Kennedy Catholic, 51-0. First time in 30 years that the Greyhounds have played at Butala Stadium, so they're going to go to 2-0 all time at Kennedy. The first meeting back in '94 was a little closer, 6-3. But this one, Wilmington on its way to its first league win of the season. But we'll recap last night's scores. Take a look at some of the local small college games as well today. PAC 5 games in action, 3 today, 2 tonight. Teal playing tonight against W&J. First and 10, Slippery Rock at its own 20. Campagna in the shotgun and throws this quick screen to Glass. Glass far side along the numbers to the 25. Greer and Wilson get a hold of him, but a nice gain on first down out to the 26-yard line for Cooper Glass.
A little wrinkle to the wide receiver screens we've seen so far. That one thrown into a bunch set to the left. We'd previously seen them to a single wide receiver side. So another nicely designed play, get the ball out of Campagna's hands quickly and into a playmaker's hands, and that's a good first down gain.
Second and 3 at the 27. Campagna 5 of 5 now for 24 yards. He's in the shotgun, back to pass. Throws it downfield on the post, and it is caught by Popovic. He takes a big shot from Clayton Martin, but Doug Popovic gets the first down of the afternoon. Popovic picks up 14 on the skinny post.
Well, that was a really well-thrown ball and a really nice catch by Popovic. Richardson Healy, the corner, was all over him. That's good, strong hands to reach out there, make that grab, and hold on to it.
Popovic, his second catch of the afternoon, 7th of the season. First and 10 now at the 41. Ball in the middle of the field. Campagna throws it into the right flat. Caught by Long and then dislodged by Richardson Healy. It is incomplete. And probably a break for Slippery Rock because that was going to be a significant loss.
Yeah, big-time break. And I think fortunate that throw was behind him, because if that throw led him up the field, I think he was going to take a heck of a shot there too. I think best case scenario for Slippery Rock there was an incomplete pass.
Brings up 2nd and 10 now at the 41-yard line. Campagna's first incompletion of the day.
Three straight passes here to start this drive.
3 receivers to the right, single man to the left. Campagna in the shotgun with Cornelius next to him. Campagna back to pass, sets up a quick screen, caught underneath by Cornelius, has some running room and some blocking. Cornelius to the 40, and he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Gain of 22 on the play, the quick screen. That's about as quick a screen you'll see at Kolten.
It was a great play call and great execution on the play. Campagna didn't have a choice. He had to get the ball out of his hands. A little fake to the running back, and then a quick screen right back to him after the fake. The Grove City defensive line getting a lot of penetration today all over Campagna. Screenplay, a great call, big play for Slippery Rock, and they're on the march again.
1st and 10 at the 37 after the 22-yard gain. Campagna with Cornelius to his right. There was a quick hitch left side, caught by Glass. Glass back into the middle of the field. Navarro will bring him down. Pickup of 4, maybe 5 on the play. Cooper Glass's 4th catch of the afternoon.
Yeah, back to that wide receiver screen to Glass. 4 catches. I think all of them have been some sort of screenplay, but he's gotten 4 or 5 yards each time. And if you're Slippery Rock, you'll take a 4-yard gain on first down. That's a pretty low-risk throw, pretty easy completion. You expect that to be completed more often than not, and they're executing it well.
2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line. 3 receivers to the right on the wide side of the field. Campagna back to pass. Campagna swings it right flat to Owen Long, dodges a man, gets away from Wilson to the 25 and brought down at the 24-yard line by Jack Wolf. But Owen Long picks up 9, and Slippery Rock with another first down, the 3rd first down of this drive.
Well, a nice throw again by Campagna. He looks very comfortable standing in the pocket, throwing the football. A great move by Long. When you're that flat defender, a lot of times you don't have any help. Your defensive backs are being run off deep into the secondary, and if you're able to slip that tackle from the flat defender, there's good yardage to get. And great job by Long, breaking a tackle, picking up a first down.
And you wonder early on the short throws by Campagna. As we said, he was 4 for 4. Now he's 9 for 10, but has to build the confidence. And now we're seeing some longer throws, and he's putting them on the money.
Well, and it also helps settle in a young quarterback in a rivalry game. I loved getting those early throws in a game, those easy throws early to settle me in.
Whistle and timeout, Slippery Rock. So the Rockets, like Grove City, have used all 3 timeouts. 5:07 to go, 2nd quarter. Rockets on the move. They have 1st and 10 at the 24. We'll come back with more action from Grove City's Forker Field. 14-0 Grove City with the lead, but Slippery Rock is on the move on Sports Radio 96.7.
Stay refreshed and hydrated with Herman's Water, your go-to bottled water choice in the Valley since 1908. Herman's premium spring water is sourced from nature's purest springs, delivering a crisp taste that quenches your thirst. Say goodbye to dehydration and hello to hydration. Visit hermanswater.com to order your supply today that can deliver to your home or office for free. Ask about our new customer offer of 1 month free rental and 2 free bottles. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
The 2nd quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Action resuming here at Grove City's Forker Field. Each team has used all 3 allotted timeouts. 5:07 to go first half. Grove City a 14-0 lead, but Slippery Rock a 6-play, 56-yard drive. Rockets have the ball at the 24 of Grove City. 1st and 10, moving left to right, the ball on the near right hash mark. Sawyer Allen back in at tight end. McDougal motions right to left. Campagna rolling left. Campagna under pressure. He'll be sacked. Jimmy Cooper brings him down back at the 35. A loss of about 10 on the play. Jimmy Cooper now 2.5 sacks this season.
Yeah, a lot of penetration there from the Grove City defensive line, and I'm not sure what that play was supposed to be. It was a rollout, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a shovel pass or the running back in the flats just couldn't get out there. I'm not sure what that design was. Either way, Campagna looks much more comfortable in the pocket than he does out of the pocket, which is a little unusual for a young quarterback. It's just a tough timeout and a tough play after the timeout for Slippery Rock when they were marching.
Loss of 9 back to the 33. 2nd and 19. Campagna. Play action, sets up the screen, caught by Cornelius. Cornelius hit, and Jack Wolf will dump him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, and now Slippery Rock facing 3rd and long after back-to-back negative plays.
And a great job by Jack Wolf snipping that one out. The first time Slippery Rock ran that play, I think all three down linemen for Grove City were all over Campagna. That time, Jack Wolf able to sense it, feel it coming, and stuck around the line of scrimmage and able to make the tackle for no gain.
Grove City's moved Bones to defensive end and using Jimmy Cooper as the nose tackle. They've switched places, so you get a bigger guy on the outside and the quick guy in the middle. That's a wrinkle.
It is a wrinkle. It just may be part of their rotation as they get some fresh bodies in there on the defensive line. Bones played defensive end last year. He's certainly capable of playing both spots.
3rd and 19 at the 33. Campagna in the shotgun. 2 receivers and a wing to the right, and
delay of game.
And that is the second penalty on Slippery Rock, and this will set the Rockets back to the 38. And it's now going to be 3rd and 24 with 3:23 to go first half.
Unless something wild happens here on 3rd and 4th down, I think Slippery Rock's going to look back when they're watching the film of this one and really be frustrated by having to use that timeout when they were marching. Their final timeout, they were really executing well, and then you have to use a timeout, and they kind of killed their own momentum.
Campagna back to pass, rolling right, under pressure, on the run, throwing the ball downfield, looking for Popovic, makes the catch at the 10, knocked out of bounds inside the 10. They're going to say at the 6-7-yard line, Doug Popovic, a huge gain on 3rd and 24. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rockets in the McCandless Ford red zone.
Well, there you go. Wipe that last comment off the slate. 3rd and 24 conversion. A great throw by Campagna, extending the play, getting outside the pocket, and Popovic breaks to the corner and throw and catch right on the money. And goal to go here for Slippery Rock now.
31-yard gain to the 7. Of course, Popovic, he's played some quarterback. That has to help him as a receiver, too.
Absolutely. You can see he's an athlete.
McDougal motions from right to left, ball in the near right hash. 1st and goal at the 7. Campagna rolling left under pressure. Campagna throws it far side, caught near the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Glass. Cooper Glass caps a 10-play, 80-yard drive, and what an answer from Slippery Rock.
That's a great answer. And, just as I mentioned, Campagna looking more comfortable in the pocket. 2 great throws outside of the pocket. Great catch right on the out-of-bounds line for a touchdown, and Slippery Rock right back in this ballgame.
Clearly the drive of the season so far for Slippery Rock. And now Lasco to attempt the conversion. Campagna is the holder, kicking at the goalpost to the right into the wind, although Lasco's strong leg should not be a factor, but you never know. Snap is good. Campagna puts down the hold. The kick is up. It is good. And Slippery Rock has cut the lead in half to 14-7. Cooper Glass catching that one by the pylon. Campagna's 5th touchdown pass of the season. The 3rd that has gone to Cooper Glass. 3:01 to go in the half. Grove City's lead cut in half. It's 14-7. We'll come back with a kickoff on Sports Radio 96.7 and Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook Live.
Did you know that Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Back here at Grove City, along with Kolten, Hoffman, Ryan Briggs here. Slippery Rock, a 10-play, 80-yard drive. And Kolten, we don't know what's going to happen the rest of today or the rest of the season, but for Slippery Rock, that drive right there and that answer, the 3rd and 24 conversion, those can be game-changing, season-changing possessions.
Well, and I talked about it a little pregame. You never know when it's going to click for a young team. It looked like it clicked for a young offense on that drive. We'll see if they can continue that. I don't think they called a run on that play, on that drive. I think they're all designed pass plays. I think we had a sack in there, but and I'm not advocating for not running at all the rest of the game, but much more aggressive that time for Slippery Rock offensively, and it paid off.
Lasco kicking off, has the ball teed up on the far left hash. This one downfield, and it's going to be fielded on the run-up at the 13-yard line by Nathan Greer. Greer to the near side, has some blocking. Greer to the 30. Greer's to the 40. Greer getting around Schwarbaum to the 40, and then Lasco, the kicker, will knock him out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A return of 46 yards, and Grove City will have excellent field position. Call it the Slippery Rock 42.
Yeah, and it looked like they kicked it to Greer on purpose, and I think I'd be kicking it away from Greer on purpose. Interesting there from Slippery Rock, but Grove City, all their success has been on the ground, and they don't have any timeouts, so they really needed a nice return there, and they got one. We'll see if they can punch one in before half here. Of course, we've seen Grove City in the past go with a lot of tempo, so I think they're capable of doing it. We'll see what they do here.
2:51 to go in the half. Neither team with a timeout remaining. And Grove City will go to an empty set for the first time. And now Stuckey will move into the backfield. Wilson lines up slot left. Wilson now motions across the formation. Handoff is to Jackson Wilson. Jet sweep trying to get around right end. Gets a block from Greer. Cuts up inside of that block. And down to the 37-yard line. Jackson Wilson on a slow developing play picks up 5.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was going to get 5 on that. Slippery Rock was doing a nice job of stringing that along to the sideline, but a good run. And sets up second and manageable here for Grove City.
At the 37.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 now at the 37. 2:20 to go in the half. This time Greer motions from flanker right into the backfield. McCready gets the snap, and it's an option pitch to Greer. Greer looking to get outside. He does. Greer to the 30, Greer to the 25, and Greer knocked out of bounds along the near sideline. Down to the 13-yard line. Nathan Greer, those long strides, he makes up a lot of ground in a hurry.
He does. He's moving way faster than it looks like he's moving. It's kind of an effortless stride there.
I'll say he was out at the 18, but a pickup of 19 for Nathan Greer. So Greer, who set up this possession with the long kick return, takes Grove City into the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville. 1st and 10 at the 18. Give to Stuckey. Stuckey over the right side. Cuts back to his left, weaving down to the 10-yard line. Brought down by Owen Long. Jonas Stuckey, a nice run, picks up 8 to the 10-yard line.
Well, and just back to the Greer run, that was another option-looking play, but again, I don't think there was much of a read there. I think that's more predetermined that, hey, we're pitching this ball to Greer, letting him get out on the edge, but Grove City is now inside the 10.
2nd and 2 at the 10. Give to Stuckey. Over to the right, cuts back to his left, and he'll be brought down at about the 4-yard line. Tackled in there by defensive end Liam Throm, but it will be 1st and goal for the Eagles. Stuckey weaving his way upfield for 6 yards. 1st and goal. Clock reads 1:33 to go.
Well, Briggsy, you announced a game last night with a big goal line stand before halftime that really played a big role in that game. We'll see if there's Slippery Rock can pull off another one here.
Sharpsville did that against Reynolds last night and ended up being the lock, stock, and barrel play of the game. This time McCready fakes the jet sweep handoff. He is hit and is pinballing around. He will pick up perhaps half a yard. Throm along with Peyton Rich in there. Cornelius also giving him a shot.
No timeouts for Grove City, and we are under a minute here now. No reason to panic, but that clock is ticking.
2nd and goal at the 4. Stuckey to the right of McCready. He gets the handoff. Stuckey was drilled by Peyton Rich. Wow.
That was a big hit. That was a big hit. Wow. Peyton Rich coming from his inside linebacker spot. Grove City right back on the ball.
3rd and goal at the 5. Give to Stuckey. Hit, stacked up, and he'll be driven back. No gain on that play. It's now 4th and goal at the 5-yard line. Down to 20 seconds to go. Wilson and Greer coming back in. Leonard and Richardson Healy coming out. Now Stuckey out down to 12 seconds to go. 4th and goal at the 5. 10 seconds. Eagles not on the ball yet. Down to 7 seconds. 5. Down to 3 seconds. 2. McCready gets the snap to give to Jackson Wilson. Wilson, he is hit and cut down, and you said it, Kolten. Slippery Rock comes up with a defensive stand. Owen Long, Alex Cornelius combine on the tackle. Grove City squanders an opportunity at the end of the first half, and we'll go to the locker room. 14-7 the lead, but what a stand by the Slippery Rock team.
Oh, huge stand by that Slippery Rock defense. And Peyton Rich, man, that second down hit, that was a D-cleater. And Grove City got on the ball so fast we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But that second down hit by Rich really changed that whole final minute. A huge stand for Slippery Rock, and they take all the momentum here into halftime.
14-7 is our score. We will come back with a first half recap. Lots to talk about in this one. We'll catch up on scores from last night as well. College scores, much, much more. Slippery Rock and Grove City. What a shocker. Locking a good one. Kolten and I will be back for the halftime show on Sports Radio 96.7 and Facebook Live.
The drug landscape has changed. Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. A synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose. Although fentanyl is being mixed into almost every kind of drug, you wouldn't be able to see it, smell it, or taste it. Know the dangers.
Contact Mercer County Behavioral Health, Inc. in Mercer, PA at 724-662-2230 or visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose. Brought to you by the Hermitage PA Rotary Club and the Mercer County Opioid Settlement Fund.
Unlock your business potential with Hermitage Minuteman Press. From eye-catching designs to professional printing, Hermitage Minuteman Press are your local experts. Boost your brand with stunning business cards, brochures, banners, apparel, and more. The Hermitage Minuteman Press team ensures top-quality results with lightning-fast turnaround. Plus, their marketing solutions will take you to the next level. Elevate your image and stand out from the competition. Experience excellence in printing and marketing at Minuteman Press today. Minuteman Press, 3170 East State Street in Hermitage. Online at hermitage.minutemanpress.com or follow them on Facebook. Mention this ad and receive 10% off your first order.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep, or the part that tells me what button to press.
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's perfect.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
My car does more than take me from here to there, and I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your local Erie agent is Mailer Insurance. Get a quote today at mailerinsurance.com. Mailer Insurance, a Reinhardt's agency affiliate.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York, an equal opportunity insurer.
Are you or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
In 1973, Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. And they still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also has burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Lock, Stock, and Barrel is also a full-service deli. Party rings, meat and cheese trays, and cold veggie trays are all available. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sundays and Mondays.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City.
When you're a grower, you know what it takes to thrive in the field. My bank understands and respects that. When you've got a financial partner working alongside you, it makes the days a little easier and the numbers all add up. My bank has experience when it comes to agriculture. My family's been doing business with them for a long time. I'm independent, and so is my bank.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
We are back here at Grove City's Forker Field. Ryan Briggs and Kolten Hoffman with you. We have Aaron Biro back in the studio. Sam Timko on the camera today. Quick hello to Henry Fry. Hank is watching today. He sent me a note. It's always good to hear from From a big Sharon Tiger fan, his Tigers defeated his alma mater, Hickory, last night, and he's enjoying this rivalry game today, as we are too. Kolten 14-7. Grove City the lead. Looked like Grove City might be, starting to pull away in the second quarter. Slippery Rock, a great drive, and then what a finish to the first half by the Rocket defense.
Yeah, I mean, you really felt like Grove City had a stranglehold on this game, and we're going to be able to put this one away. But a great drive by Slippery Rock, a big-time goal line stand, and we got ourselves a good one going into the second half.
Was there one thing you could pinpoint as to what changed, or is that maybe an oversimplification?
Well, I think Slippery Rock had to get a little more aggressive offensively. When you're down 14-0, you got to start going for it a little bit, and they did that, and they put a nice drive together. We talked about them maybe doing that when they had good field position in that first quarter, and they really were conservative on the play call. But we talked to Campagna was about 50% completion percentage coming in. He's off the charts today with his completion percentage, and he's really looked good throwing the football. It's a perfect day to throw the football. I think you probably see a lot more of that in the second half.
Campagna 12 of 13. We'll give you all of the team and individual stats in our next segment, but first, the scoring summary in this one. All the scoring in the second quarter, all within a 6-minute span. In fact, 9:02 to go second quarter. Jackson Wilson, an 11-yard run for Grove City, capping a 12-play, 70-yard drive that used 5-12. Extra point, no good. But Grove City had a 6-0 lead. Eagles quickly regained possession. Slippery Rock fumbling at its own 17. Delathian Bones with the recovery. 4 plays and 59 seconds later, Wilson scored on a 7-yard run. Clayton Martin caught the 2-point pass from Drake Moore. And Grove City had a 14-0 lead with 7:55 to go in the half. But Slippery Rock answered. 10-play, 80-yard drive, highlighted by a 3rd and 24 completion. Fred Campagna to Doug Popovic. And then Campagna finding Cooper Glass in the corner of the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown. Zach Lasco's PAT made it 14-7 with 3:01 to go in the half. Grove City had goal to go in the final minute of the half, but the Eagles stopped on 4th and goal from the 5 by the Slippery Rock defense, and thus it remains 14-7 at the intermission. When Kolten and I come back, we'll take a look at team numbers, individual stats. We'll look at last night's scoreboard. We'll update you on some college games, all that and much, much more here at the half. Grove City with a 14-7 lead on Slippery Rock. Those of you watching on Facebook video, of course, we're here. We have the camera on the scoreboard. For legal reasons, we can't show the bands. For those of the people, I'm sure there's probably somebody saying, where's the band or so forth. It's a licensing deal, so we're not wanting to get anybody in trouble, so that's why we're doing that. Bear to air. Kolten, I know you work in insurance. You can appreciate that, right?
Yes. We don't need any lawsuits flying around.
So that's the deal with that. But 14-7 Grove City with the halftime lead. We will come back with more of our halftime show on Sports Radio 96.7.
Express, carrying car, watch a Grove City.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City.
You have questions. Am I saving enough for retirement? Are my eggs in enough baskets? Are there financial considerations unique to women? You need answers. So where do you go for straightforward guidance? Ask the professionals. David O. Cashdollar, CFP, Timothy D. Cashdollar, CRC, and Eric W. Montgomery, CFP at Cashdollar & Associates have the knowledge and experience that can help you answer these questions and more. And they are conveniently located at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, Pennsylvania, 16127. You have a financial professional you can turn to. Call Dave, Tim, and Eric at 724-458-5233. That's 724-458-5233. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC. Dave Cashdollar and Eric Montgomery also offer advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. A registered investment advisor. Cashdollar & Associates, LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
Imagine a bathroom that's not just a room, but a sanctuary. At Warner's Homes and Improvements, they believe in taking the time to get it right. That's why they are proud to introduce their bathroom installation service, where done in a day is a thing of the past. Experience the difference of a bathroom designed for you, not the clock. Visit Warner's Homes and Improvements on Route 19 in Mercer or at warnerconstruction.com. Warner's Homes and Improvements, where your bathroom is our masterpiece. Don't rush perfection.
Stay refreshed and hydrated with Herman's Water, your go-to bottled water choice in the Valley since 1908. Herman's premium spring water is sourced from nature's purest springs, delivering a crisp taste that quenches your thirst. Say goodbye to dehydration and hello to hydration. Visit hermanswater.com to order your supply today that can deliver to your home or office for free. Ask about our new customer offer of 1 month free rental and 2 free bottles. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
How well do you know your insurance company?
Well, I know I pay each month, and I'm covered.
Okay. Are you sure you have the best rates? Do you have the right coverage for your needs? Are you paying for things you don't need?
Well, I haven't actually talked to my agent. I just assumed...
Talk to a real person. Talk to someone local and see the difference.
Mailer Insurance is local. Mailer Insurance lives where you do, and will give you the coverage you need and nothing you don't at a fair price. And they are always here to talk. Mailer Insurance in Sharpsville or at mailerinsurance.com, a Reinhardt's Agency Incorporated affiliate.
In 1973, Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. And they still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also has burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Lock, Stock, and Barrel is also a full-service deli. Party rings, meat and cheese trays, and cold veggie trays are all available. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Closed Sundays and Mondays.
The halftime show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
With Elton John's 1973 hit, Saturday Night Soul.
We are back here at Grove City High School, the Grove City Marching Band. Their opening number, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. That's appropriate for today, playing a Saturday game. I wonder if the other weeks if they play Living It Up on Friday Night by Bell and James, which was a minor hit, or a decent hit back in 1979. I know that's in your, you have that on your Spotify, right, Kolten?
Not on the playlist.
Yeah, not yet anyway. I bet Mrs. Hoffman's probably going to be programming that in later. Tonight. But 14-7 Grove City with the lead. Some first half stats. Grove City, 142 rushing yards, 6 passing yards, 148 total yards, and 10 first downs for the Eagles in the first half. Slippery Rock, 111 passing yards, -5 rushing yards, so 106 yards on 21 plays for the Rockets, 4 first downs. Grove City individually, quarterback Lucas McCready, 1 of 4 for 6 yards, a 6-yard completion to Nathan Greer. McCready intercepted once by Doug Popovic. Jackson Wilson leading the Eagles, 14 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jonas Stucchio, 7 carries for 47 yards. Nathan Greer has run it twice for 27 yards. On the Slippery Rock side, quarterback Fred Campagna, 12 of 13, 111 yards and a touchdown. Cooper Glass, 5 catches, 30 yards and a score. Doug Popovic, 3 receptions for 51 yards. Alex Cornelius, 2 catches for 22 yards. Owen Long, 2 receptions for 8 yards. Long, 4 carries for 8 yards. Other numbers of interest, penalties, not too many. Slippery Rock, 2 for 15. Grove City, 3 penalties, 20 yards. Grove City, about a 4-minute edge in time of possession, 14:06 to 9:54. Grove City, 4 of 6 on third down. Slippery Rock, 1 of 4. 14-7. Is our halftime score. Grove City the lead, and the Eagles will have the option to receive to start the second half. Kolten, last night, a full slate of action. One other game today that's gone final 2. Would you like to recap us on some of the scores?
Sure. In Region 1 action, Wilmington today all over Kennedy, 58-0. Big win for Coach Fillian's Greyhounds.
Just finishing up on that, Wilmington in 1A. That 1A race is fascinating this year. Wilmington, Greenville, Reynolds, Lakeview, certainly going to throw its hat in the ring too. Wilmington being in 1A, really at changing the dynamics there, but big win for the Hounds today.
Yeah, absolutely. Farrell and Mercer, same score, 58-0 last night. Farrell over Mercer. You thought it wasn't going to take much longer for Farrell to get back in the win column. Is that Farrell Sharon? Is that next week?
Yes, next Saturday night, 6 o'clock start at Sharon.
That's great to have that game being played again. Sharpsville defeated Reynolds in a game you called on 790 WPIC last night, 34-12. In Region 2, Lakeview, a 28-13 winner over Maplewood. Greenville, 62-0 over Cochranton. Big win for the Trojans. Region 4, the big game of the Valley, Sharon, a 20-14 winner over Hickory. Game that came down to the final play. Got a hunch those two teams might meet again later this season. And I think that wraps up the Mercer County teams this weekend.
And on the local college scene today, one of our local teams, Westminster, in action today, leading Waynesburg University at halftime, 17-7. Late second quarter, I have to admit, being surprised by this one. St. Vincent all over Allegheny, 34-7 in Meadville.
Wow!
And that game is on regional television and in the Pittsburgh market. So Bearcats showing up today in the Tool City.
Now you excuse my lack of knowledge. Is Allegheny in the pack for football?
Yes, Allegheny's in the PAC and everything. Up third year back in the PAC. Okay. And they were, a lot of people thought they were maybe a team that could be on the rise this year, but a rough afternoon for the Gators today, but a long way to go certainly in that one. Then at halftime, Carnegie Mellon, who was announced last week, leaving the PAC for football after this year. They're going to the Centennial Conference in the East, so this is the Tartans' last lap, if you will, and right now CMU leading Geneva 14-7 early third quarter, the home opener in Geneva, that triple option, a tough team to prepare for, and CMU with its hands full so far against the GTs. Later tonight, Bethany at Case Western Reserve. That's a 7 o'clock kick. And up in Greenville, Teal hosting W&J, two longtime PAC rivals. They're playing at 7 o'clock in Greenville. So you could really have a full football day. We have this here, Pitt, West Virginia at 3:30. Teal at home. You can make the trip up to Greenville perhaps tonight for that one. But a lot going on. So that's recapping those. We mentioned Bethany College, and I want to give a quick shout-out to Grove City High School graduate Brian Sansom, class of 03. Recently promoted to vice president for enrollment in athletics at Bethany College. Known Brian for a long time now. Of course, his older brothers are good friends of mine.
You rarely hear to him referred as Brian around here.
Yeah, mostly, he had two nicknames. He was always Spanky a lot of times. Well, even when he was younger, his voice was real raspy, so we always called him Reggie, like Reggie White. But now we're calling him VP Sansom. But congratulations to Brian. Saw his brother Steve here, his dad Denny down on the track there catching the game today. They asked, did you see about Brian? Yep, got the news. But great to see those guys, and congrats to Brian, who's really doing great things down in the northern panhandle of West Virginia. Here it is 14-7, Grove City leading Slippery Rock. One other update on our Lock, Stock, and Barrel halftime update. Fifth inning, Pirates playing the Kansas City Royals. It is the Negro League Heritage Day today, so I believe they're wearing the Kansas City Monarchs and either the Pittsburgh Crawfords or the Homestead Grays jerseys. Not sure which one the Pirates have on today, but they're celebrating that. Of course, such rich history in both of those cities from the Negro Leagues. And right now, Kansas City leading the Bucks 2-0 in the fifth inning. That's an afternoon game because of the Pitt game coming up against West Virginia at 3:30. And we will, of course, have that here starting at 3:30 or thereabouts on Sports Radio 96.7. Kolten, a key or two for each team in the second half.
Well, Slippery Rock's got to find a way to stop the run. Grove City's had a lot of success with Wilson and Stukio running the football. I know Slippery Rock's in that 4-2 base defense. We'll see if we get some more safeties even closer to the line of scrimmage to try to stop the run and make Grove City throw the ball. I think if Grove City's able to keep running the ball, you got to like their chances here in the second half.
14-7 is our halftime score. Kolten and I will have the third quarter coming up after this. You're listening to High School Football on Sports Radio 96.7 and watching via Facebook Live, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook.
You're with a group of friends, and someone offers you a pill. You don't know what's in that pill. The person who gave it to you may not even know. By taking it, you may increase your risk of an overdose. Every day, nearly 300 Americans die from a drug overdose. Get the facts. Be your own advocate.
Contact Mercer County Behavioral Health, Inc. in Mercer, PA at 724-662-2230 or visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose. Brought to you by the Hermitage PA Rotary Club and the Mercer County Opioid Settlement Fund.
Most people have good intentions about saving for retirement, but few know when they should start and how much they should save. The rewards of starting to save early for retirement far outweigh the cost of waiting. To find out more, please call Cash Dollar and Associates LLC at 724-458-5233 or stop by 115 Erie Street, Grove City, Pennsylvania 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC. Dave Cashdollar and Eric Montgomery also offer advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cash Dollar and Associates, LLC, is not a subsidiary or nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
Unlock your business potential with Hermitage Minuteman Press. From eye-catching designs to professional printing, Hermitage Minuteman Press are your local experts. Boost your brand with stunning business cards, brochures, banners, apparel, and more. The Hermitage Minuteman Press team ensures top-quality results with lightning-fast turnaround. Plus, their marketing solutions will take you to the next level. Elevate your image and stand out from the competition. Experience excellence in printing and marketing at Minuteman Press today. Minuteman Press, 3170 East State Street in Hermitage. Online at hermitage.minutemanpress.com or follow them on Facebook. Mention this ad and receive 10% off your first order.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973.
We got the ball back again. We are back here at Grove City High School. Before the game, then here at halftime, recognizing the 2004 state finalist team. One of the starting linemen on that team, Ian Turner. Reading a little bit over the public address system, just a tale from the state semifinal win over Tyrone. Really cool, able to recognize those guys here today. Head coach Jeff Bell, who of course is still in the area, and he's here. A lot of the guys, and just a really fun. Fun to be able to do something like that, because a lot of communities, they've never had a team reach the state finals, or as time goes on, you get, sometimes. And one of the things here, you lived in Grove City, a lot of continuity in the community in terms of administration, even and certainly coaching and athletics, where people are still connected to that team. Some of these guys, maybe their kids are coming through the school system now, etc. Really, just a really fun program today.
Yeah, it's always cool to kind of remember your past, remember your roots. Some guys, I'm sure, in from out of town. You probably don't probably seeing some teammates that you haven't talked to in years, and so it's probably an enjoyable weekend to spend some time with guys that used to spend a lot of time with, a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of tears, and a lot of hard times and a lot of good times.
And they're wrapping up halftime activities now, but as you said, there may be some guys, maybe they haven't been back in Grove City in 10, 15 years. You just never know with families move, etc. The different life paths for everybody, but great to see a lot of them back here and being honored today. 20 years ago, I remember, did the opening night, they lost to Harbor Creek, who was a really good team that year, with the great running back, Stephen Blows, who went on and kicked at YSU, and then week 2 losing to Greenville, and thought it was going to be kind of a here you go again for Grove City, because they'd had so many tough losses the previous year, and they turned it around. And I think a lot of times over the years we've talked about teams starting out 0-2, but being able to get the ship righted, and they certainly did that year, going all the way. And we congratulate them and welcome them back. And of course, again, people know I grew up here in Grove City, and Ian Turner's older sister and my sister were in school together. So just that whole, and then you're from West Middlesex, same type of thing. Maybe even because it's a little smaller school, even more just about how everything ties, kind of comes full circle.
It does. So it's a lot of easy connections. When these guys are back in town.
Third quarter about to get underway. Grove City will be receiving the kickoff. Grove City won the toss and elected to defer. And the wind has picked up here, but at times it's been swirling, but mostly it's been right to left, which certainly aided a couple of the Stukio kickoffs. We the door open now. It feels good coming in on this 80-degree late summer afternoon, but it's the wind. If you're Slippery Rock, because you get the choice of which direction you want to kick to. Do you want the wind in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, Kolten?
I always prefer it late in the game because, you're down a touchdown. You got to assume you're going to have to score a couple times to win this game, and it's probably you're probably going to have to get some stops, force some punts, and you'd think in that fourth quarter you'd rather have Grove City kicking and punting into the wind. So
and Slippery Rock did score going into the wind.
They did, which makes it a little more difficult throwing the ball. When assuming Slippery Rock is throwing the ball more in the second half, you'd want to be throwing with the wind late in the game.
Second half.
So Slippery Rock will be kicking into the wind here, as we mentioned, to start the half, and just waiting for the kickoff team to take the field here, and the second half will be underway.
Yeah, that 04 group when they were in the youth program, the ABC League. Barry Bullphone posting on the again. You talk about knowing people. I went to school. I was high school year behind Barry's daughter, but the noting that they had a lot of success winning the league was they were younger and coming through and parlaying that at the varsity level as well. So thanks for that tip as well. Always great to hear the Nuggets and great that everybody who is tuned in this afternoon listening, whether it's in the car. It'd be a good day to sit outside in the sun and listen to a football game. A lot of people watching as well, and a lot of people here watching as well. Good crowd on hand, and Zach Lasko to kick off. And this is a short kick. It's going to be fielded by Leonard at his own 27, outside the numbers far side, out to the 40. And Jazeer Leonard will be knocked out of bounds by Sawyer Allen at the 45-yard line. And so Slippery Rock trying to keep it away from Greer. Grove City still will have excellent field position, just shy of midfield.
Yeah, it's, I agree with not kicking it to Greer, but you're still giving up great field position. I'm sure they would have preferred a little better coverage on that kick.
So 5 seconds gone by, third quarter. Grove City going right to left, black tops, black pants, Vegas gold numbers and letters outlined in white. Vegas gold and white trim, white helmets for Grove City. Slippery Rock, white tops, white pants, red numbers and letters, red and silver trim with a silver headgear for the Rockets. Both teams are 0-1 in league play. McCready in the shotgun. Turn and the give is to Jackson Wilson off the left side. Wilson keeps the legs turning. He's across the midfield line. Ball comes out at the end of the play. It's picked up by Clayton Martin for Grove City, however, and he'll advance it for another yard or two and pick up the first down.
Well, Clayton Martin prevents a big-time mistake on the first play from scrimmage here. And Clayton Martin's one of those kids that's usually right where you want him to be. One of those types of players, like a glue guy, we often refer to those guys as a big-time contributor for this Grove City team.
And he recovers it and picks it up for a couple of extra yards. First down to the Slippery Rock 44, the 11th first down of the afternoon for the Eagles. Jimmy Cooper in motion, gets a high handoff, sweeping around the left side. Jimmy Cooper to the 30, Cooper to the 25. Owen Long brings him down. Jimmy Cooper on his first carry of the season, and Jimmy Cooper rumbling downfield wearing number 87, picks up 23, 24 yards to put it down right at the 20. The Eagles are back into the McCandless Ford red zone on a Jimmy Cooper run of 24 yards.
Yeah, that probably wasn't high on your watch list if you're the Slippery Rock defense, but an effective play on that jet sweep for the Grove City offense.
That puts Cooper into the positive territory in yards from scrimmage this year. Jonas Stucchio gets the handoff to the 15, down close to the 10-yard line. Stucchio will be marked down at the 11. Pickup of 9 for Stucchio. Cooper had one catch this year, but it had gone for -2 yards. So in terms of scrimmage yardage, he is into the black, and Grove City's knocking on the door. 2nd and 1 at the 11. Cooper checks out. Wilson back in for the 2nd and 1 at the 11. 1:10 gone by, third quarter. Grove City leading 14-7, looking for more. Out of the shotgun, McCready will give it to Wilson. Wilson is hit, spins out of one tackle, fights back close to the line of scrimmage, but it will be a short loss on the play. Finished off by Long and Cornelius. Clint Shamblin, the initial contact, and it will be a short loss and putting Grove City in 3rd and 2 back at the 12.
Well, we haven't seen that too much from this Slippery Rock defense, getting penetration and able to get their hands on one of these Grove City backs in the backfield. A big-time play there on 2nd and 1, forcing a 3rd down here. With Grove City got a chance to pick up a first down and get it to a goal-to-go situation.
3rd and 2 at the 12. Eagles 4 of 6 on 3rd down. Give us to Wilson. Wilson off the right side, hit by Patterson. And Wilson is going to take the ball down to the 6-yard line. He'll pick up 6 and convert the 3rd and short. And Grove City now will have 1st and goal from the 6. Very similar situation as to what the Eagles had right before halftime when they did not score.
Yeah, they were a little rushed, no timeouts. Now they've got no concerns on being able to get everything executed the way they want it to, and we'll see if they're able to get that touchdown they missed out on here.
Stukio in motion from slot right. He gets the handoff on a jet sweep over the left side. Stukio breaks a tackle, and squirts through a couple of defenders. Slowbaum brings him down, but not before Stukio will pick up a couple of yards. Stukio doing a good job. It's not easy to have an impressive 2-yard run, but Stukio did there.
He did, and that jet sweep play gets a little more difficult the closer you get to the end zone. Everything just gets compressed a little bit. You got guys spread out a little less. A little harder to execute that play. But I don't hate coming back to a play you just had a lot of success with.
Second and goal from the 4, gives to Wilson up the gut. He's cut down by Peyton Rich and Owen Long. Wilson down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal now at the 1. Wilson already with 2 touchdowns today. And he gets Grove City to the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal at the 1. Stukio out. Cooper back in to get a little more beef out there. 8:40 to go, 3rd quarter, 8th play of the drive. McCready in the shotgun with Wilson off his left hip, gives to Jackson Wilson. Wilson crashes into the line, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Grove City. Jackson Wilson, the hat trick, and the Eagles a strong start to the 3rd quarter.
Well, that's a big-time drive from Grove City. You could have been feeling sorry about yourself for not capitalizing at the end of the first half, but Grove City gets her head on straight. Gets back behind that offensive line who's having a great game and able to run the ball right down the field to extend their lead back to 2 touchdowns.
The drive, 8 plays, 55 yards. It used 3:24. Now Jonas Stukio, who's 0 for 1 on PATs today, 5 of 7 on the season. Drake Moore, who threw the 2-point pass, is the holder. Moore has a little difficulty with the hold, gets it down on the tee, however, and the kick is up and good from Stukio. 21-7, Grove City with the lead. 8:31 to go, 3rd quarter. We'll come back with more from Grove City's Forker Field on your home for high school football all season long. This is Sports Radio 96.7 and Facebook Live.
There's winter, spring, summer, and then there's football season. Around here, football is more than a sport. It's a way of life. Take in a game. Support our teams. It's the best entertainment in town.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
The 3rd quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
Once again, orange ticket.
Grove City opens the 3rd quarter with a touchdown drive, 8 plays, 55 yards. The Eagles have a 21-7 lead, and Kolten, a very mature drive by Grove City.
Yeah, it really was. A big-time drive. We talked about Slippery Rock needing to stop the run and really not able to do that at all on that drive. And just with Grove City being able to establish the run the way they have, it makes it tough. You can wear out a defense running the ball the way Grove City is.
Stukio's first 2 kickoffs after the previous 2 touchdowns both went into the end zone with a wind at his back. This one sent downfield, and it will make the end zone as well for an automatic touchback. Long fielded it, but he fielded it a half-yard deep in the end zone, and Slippery Rock will be facing a long field once again at the 20-yard line.
Well, you got to answer. If you're Fred Campagna in this Slippery Rock offense, you have to answer. And they had a lot of success. Almost all of their success today has come throwing to continue that aerial success.
But a brief audio cutout. We are back. And the touchback puts the ball at the 20 for Slippery Rock with 8:31 to go in the 3rd quarter. Campagna in the shotgun, rolling left. Campagna on the run, throws it downfield, and a diving attempt and catch made by Cooper Glass, and incomplete. Did not get the hands underneath it, so it will be 2nd down and 10. Just Campagna's 2nd incompletion of the day.
designed rollout to his left. And Slippery Rock did a much better job of setting the edge on that designed rollout, but looking for a short pitch and catch, and the execution, quarterback to receiver, just wasn't there that time.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Slippery Rock, moving left to right from the 20. Campagna back to pass, under pressure, throws it off his back foot downfield, and incomplete. Popovic went up for it. He took a shot from Terrell Richardson, Heasley, Wilson, and Martin also in the area. It will be 3rd and 10.
Well, nearly intercepted. That thrown off his back foot because Delathian Bones was right in his face. And that was a little bit of a dangerous throw. Into the wind, off his back foot. That ball kind of floated, and very unfortunate to get away with that one.
3rd down and 10 now for Slippery Rock. Rockets are 1 of 4 on 3rd down this afternoon, and certainly feels like a critical moment in this game. Long motions left to right. Rockets converted on 3rd and 24 earlier. Campagna throwing downfield looking for Glass. He was behind the defense, but that pass had too much on it and will land incomplete. Glass was 5 yards beyond the cornerback, but it's incomplete, and now 4th down, and on comes the punt team.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, you've been really good with your short passing game all day, and then you finally go deep, and you get behind the corner. And just a little too much on that one, not able to connect, because if he connects, that's a touchdown.
Lasco to punt. His first kick was a 38-yarder. Kicking into the wind, Levi Toth and Nathan Greer deep. Kick high, end over end, hangs up in the wind, and it will hit at the 40 and take a huge bounce back upfield to the 25. It'll be downed by Lasco, the punter, at the 25-yard line. It turns out to be a 5-yard punt.
Wow, you could really see the wind take that one as the ball was in the air, but that hit and bounced directly back towards the original line of scrimmage. In such a hard bounce, the Slippery Rock coverage team really couldn't even get their hands on it. And Grove City really set up for business here. They're going to mark it at the 24-yard line.
It was not a bad punt.
No.
But when you look at the stat sheet and it says 4 yards, then, well, yes, it is a bad punt. But that was just that is one of the stranger plays that you're going to see all season.
And Grove City able to capitalize in the first half off a short field after a Slippery Rock turnover. Let's see if they're able to do it again.
This one, in effect, that. McCready throwing the ball downfield, has Clayton Martin behind the defense. Martin 5, he dives, is he in? Yes, touchdown Grove City. After the short punt, 24 yards, Lucas McCready's first touchdown pass of the season. He finds Clayton Martin. He scores for the 2nd straight week, and Grove City makes it 27-7.
Well, you run the ball, you run the ball, you run the ball. You get a break on special teams, and you come out first play action, hit your tight end over the middle. We talked about Slippery Rock bringing their safeties up to help against the run, to try to stop the run. And really, really nice play call, really good execution, and Grove City's busted this one open.
Stucchio to attempt the extra point. Snap back to Moore. A little high. Moore puts it down. Stucchio's kick is good. And the Grove City Eagles have scored twice in 29 seconds. They have a 28-7 lead. We'll come back with a kickoff on Sports Radio 96.7.
I'm hungry.
Well, I know just the place to go.
They got what I like?
Oh, yeah.
When? Wait, what about drinks?
Well, it's a bar and grill, so yeah, you're covered.
Win-win?
Speaking of win, they've got gaming too, so you can
win.
Come sit down for a great meal, a great drink, a great time, or all three. Bay's Pub and Grill has just what you want. So come by for good eats, cold drinks, and the latest ways to win. Bay's Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
The Rockets and the Eagles. CeraPro, one of the leading restoration companies in the state.
Along with Colton Hoffman, Ryan Briggs with you at Grove City's Forker Field. Grove City scoring twice within 29 seconds. And the Eagles have a 28-7 lead on Slippery Rock. Grove City taking advantage once again of a short field, taking over twice. Once inside the McCandless Ford red zone, once just outside of it, led to 14 points. 15 points, actually.
Yeah, went for 2 after that second touchdown after failing on the extra point try the first touchdown.
Stukio's kick with the wind at his back, fielded by Owen Long at his own 2. Rockets could use a big run back here. Long along the near hash mark to the 20 to the 25. Dodges a man. Long to the 35. And Stukio will bring him down at the 40. But a good run back for Owen Long as all the momentum had come to the boys in black and gold. But Owen Long, a good run back out to the 40. And Stukio, not your typical kicker out there trying to make a tackle. He made the tackle.
Right. It's we talked about the difficulty of a kicker when you're playing both ways. Well, it's nice to have a defensive starter there as your safety valve and kicker on the kickoff team, able to prevent that from turning into a touchdown. But we'll see if this Slippery Rock pass game can get back on track. You know, it's hard enough to execute in the pass game when you're keeping teams off balance. It's very difficult to continually execute in the pass game when you have to pass.
1st and 10 at the 40. Rockets went 3 and out on their last drive. 2 receivers either side. Campagna back to pass, and he is clobbered by Delathian Bones. Bones will pick up the sack, and surprised they maybe didn't call roughing the passer. It looked like he caught him up high. Not on purpose, but...
Yeah, he almost jumped to deflect a pass and came down right on the quarterback. I think it was a good no call. But
and we're going to have a timeout taken by Slippery Rock. The sack brings Campagna back, or brings him down for a loss of 7 on the play.
It's a WWE style clothesline at best, and I've been on the rough end of a few of those in my quarterback days. That's not a fun feeling for Fred Campagna.
No, the middle of the line feels bad. Quarterback feels worse.
But Delathian Bones is a handful. I mean, he's one of the premier linemen in this league, on both sides of the football, and he is continuing to get bigger and stronger and faster. And he is probably the number one player on the scouting report for opposing teams' offenses. When you talk about this Grove City defense, you have to handle Delathian Bones, or it's going to be a long day.
3 sport guide Grove City. He was a first-time wrestler last year, went 15-15 at heavyweight, was a sectional place winner. He was a AAA District 10 champ in the discus and the shot put, so he went to the state championships in both, and also 6th in the javelin.
And a first-team all-region football player as a sophomore.
Owen Long in motion after the timeout. It was the first timeout taken by either team. Long gets the jet sweep handoff over the left side. He'll pick up about 5, but there's a flag in the middle of the field thrown by the umpire. And have to think that Slippery Rock is going to be pushed backwards. Rick Witten, our referee, says it is holding against Slippery Rock, and that will wipe out the 5-yard gain. And the Rockets will now be facing 2nd and 27 back at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and this is just gets tough for a young offense. I think only 2 senior starters on this Slippery Rock offense, so they got a lot of pieces, lot of young pieces here. And we said it a couple times. This is a tough league to be a young football player in. You get a lot of good football teams and a lot of good football players you go up against in this league.
And they opened at Fairview, who's a pretty good team, and then Franklin week 2 in the home opener. Then at Sharon last week. 3 of the first 4 on the road hasn't helped either.
Right.
Rockets will be back home next Friday night for Sharp. So Campagna back to pass. Pump and go looking near side for Popovic, and incomplete. Terrell Richardson Healy was with him step for step. Pretty well thrown ball, but good coverage, too.
Yeah, really good coverage. A little slant and go here on the boundary. And Popovic almost made a great one-handed catch, but really good coverage.
So now 3rd down and 27. They went to Popovic on the 3rd and 24 on the touchdown drive. And lightning strike twice. Rockets have to get to midfield for the first down.
It looks like Grove City's gone back to their 4-4 look defensively. Not sure. They're back in the stack on this one.
3rd and 27. Campagna looking, throwing it into the left flat downfield, incomplete. Looking for Logan Schlobaum. First time we've called Schlobaum's name on offense today. Pass incomplete. Now 4th down, and Lasco back out to punt. His last kick was landed at the 40 and then took the huge Grove City bounce back up the field to the 24-yard line, and Grove City scored on the next play after the 4-yard punt. Lasco will look for a better bounce this time.
And so we're seeing a little bit of struggles from the young quarterback for Slippery Rock in this half. He was lights out with bad snap.
Snap a one hopper. Lasco gets it away. It's a knuckleball that, look at that thing wobble. Fielded by Greer on the run up at the 45, and then he will advance it 5 yards to the 40, tackled by Cooper Glass, along with the long snapper Lamont Patterson. But I don't know if Tim Wakefield or Tom Candiotti ever threw a knuckleball that good.
No, not that far anyway.
But you could just see it in the wind how it just was.
Yeah, this wind is picked up. It's really impacting the kicking game and probably the passing game as well, especially if you're throwing into it.
The punt officially was a 25-yarder, and Grove City will take over in Slippery Rock territory again at the 40-yard line. So the Eagles today, they have started, 4 of the last 5 drives have started in Slippery Rock territory, and the one that didn't start at the Grove City 45. So the Eagles certainly winning the field position battle. First and 10 at the 40. McCready back to pass, throwing it downfield on the slant, caught by Nathan Greer, down to the 29. Cooper Glass with the coverage, but an 11-yard gain for Nathan Greer on his second catch of the afternoon.
And that's 2 good throws in a row from Lucas McCready, which I'm sure Coach Mowry is excited to see. Just being able to be a threat in the pass game just adds so much more to this Grove City offense.
Terrell Richardson Heasley wide left. Cooper flanked out to the right as a flanker. The deep back is Wilson. He gets the handoff from McCready. Jackson Wilson able to get outside. Wilson to the 25 to the 20. Jackson Wilson's going to take it in for his 4th touchdown of the afternoon. 29 yards for Jackson Wilson. And the Grove City Eagles have broken it open with 6.5 minutes to go in the third.
And just a little off-tackle play to the field, and Jackson Wilson bounces it outside. That Slippery Rock defense lost its edge containment, and Jackson Wilson able to bounce it outside untouched into the end zone for Grove City. And that's 3 touchdowns here in a row in the first 5.5 minutes here to start this second half.
Stukio kicking at the goalpost to the left. Martin will snap. Drake Moore is the holder. Snap is good. So is the hold. Kick on the way. Stukio's extra point is good. And Grove City with 21 points in the span of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. The Eagles have taken firm command.
Well, that's one thing about being a pass-heavy offense, which Slippery Rock has to be right now. If you don't execute, you don't run much time off the clock. And it seems like you're giving the ball right back to this Grove City offense that has their run game executing at a very high level right now.
And there's a Slippery Rock man. A couple guys are being tended to right now. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the kickoff. You're listening to High School Football on Sports Radio 96.7.
Are you or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
Welcome back to Grove City's Forker Field. The Slippery Rock man still down. They are looking at the player's left leg. Alex Cornelius was also down, but he jogged off on his own. But
I think we had one player from each side trying to block the kick, and I think they dove into each other because they're laying at about the 8-yard line. That'd be right in that area, and normally you say, hey, only we're rushing off one side, not both, for a reason. But I think that's what happened. I think you had a man-on-man teammate collision right in front of the kicker after the extra point.
6:29 to go, third quarter, 35-7. Grove City with the lead. Eagles will be home next Friday night for Fort LaBeouf. That's a very intriguing game. Fort LaBeouf with a win over Farrell in its pocket. The Bison, always a tough team up there in Waterford.
Yeah, talk about a wing tee offense. I believe they're still running the traditional wing tee, and they get some big boys, and they can 3 yards on a cloud of dust you and eat up a whole bunch of time.
They always have a running back that's about 215 pounds, wearing some number like 40 or 42. It looks like it's these the big brother playing against the little brothers out there.
Mm-hmm.
But they've certainly been always in that last number of years a team to be reckoned with, and a team that certainly is going to, you have to think, factor in District 10 3A. Slippery Rock will be at home next week taking on Sharpsville. That's been a league game the last couple of years. Just about everybody has non-league games next week, the way the District 10 schedule is set up. So Sharpsville coming off a win last night at 3-1. And now the Slippery Rock player is up, and he's walking off on his own, and that is
number
Logan Schlobaum.
Yeah, Logan Schlobaum.
Who starts at corner, and it's good to see him, walking, and he's walking a little bit gingerly, but considering that they, as long as you're looking at the leg, hopefully it is
and another
something that he's going to be okay.
Another thing to note, Briggsy, is after that deep slant catch by Greer, he got up a little gingerly and has been getting tended to. So we'll see. It looks like he's going to go back out there, but he was sitting on the training table for a little while. I don't think it's anything serious, but we'll see. And Grove City has extended this lead to 28 points, so I'm not sure how much his services will really be needed the last quarter and a half of this game, but something to note.
Of course, with the Eagles, they have Fort LaBeouf and Oil City the next 2 weeks, and then coming down the stretch, Sharon, Hickory, and Conneaut, an improved Conneaut team as well. So a lot left in the regular season too. Like you said, you wonder if the way the game situation is right now. Now,
well,
6.5 minutes to go, and Slippery Rock certainly can put up points in a hurry.
LaBeouf, Oil City, and Sharon are 3 football teams that are pretty darn physical.
Yes.
So you want to be as close to 100% going into that stretch as you can be.
Yeah, and it's not as if that Hickory won't line up too. They run a lot of spread, but they run very physical. Their front 6, front 7, very physical too.
Very much so.
And so that's something to keep an eye on. But right now, we're going to keep an eye on Jonas Stuckio's kickoff. Has it teed up at the 40. This one downfield, and Owen Long will field it at the 8-yard line. Long along the near hash mark to the 20, and he'll be brought down about the 23, 24-yard line by the Grove City kick unit. As down there we see Carl Bubenheim, senior linebacker, running back, one of the special teams aces for Grove City. Jesse McCoy down there, Jazier Leonard, in on the tackle. And Keith Vandergrift also sticking his nose in there too. So it's going to be Slippery Rock taking over at the 23-yard line. And Eagles, we do not see
Greer did not go back out there. It looks like, what do we got? Is that McCready out there?
Let's see.
Lucas McCready in the defensive secondary now. Looks like that's.
I believe he's at free safety, and he's played a lot of safety for the Eagles. So you always have to look at that number 0, and it gets bunched up. It could look like an 8, a 6, or a 9. But it is number 0, Lucas McCready. His older brother Hayden wears number 0 across the street at Grove City College. Give us to Cornelius on a counter in the backfield, and Jimmy Cooper not fooled at all. Cooper with a tackle for loss of 3. Jimmy Cooper, the sophomore, he's talking about a guy that's his arrow pointing up. Jimmy Cooper having a big day.
100%. And a young man that, when you're a sophomore playing varsity football, it takes a few weeks to get yourself acclimated. And it looks like Jimmy Cooper is someone that is figuring it out.
Listed at 6 feet 195. He looks a little thicker and a little taller than that.
I would agree.
That might be from last year. 2nd and 13. Campagna finds Popovic on the near side on the screen. Popovic up through traffic. Gets close to the 30 and then is driven back. Levi Toth in there. Clayton Martin. Galathian Bones in there too. Flag on the opposite side of the field. 45 yards away from the action. On the near side, Popovic put a hand in Galathian Bones' chest and kind of get off of me. And Galathian's got about 60 pounds on him. That'd be like you pushing me. Although you could probably still take me, Kolten. So
I hope I don't have to, Briggs.
Yeah, we get along pretty well. So speaking of guys to get along with, Chris Birch is listening today. course, he Friday night partner
at the Pines last night.
Yeah. And the penalty is a personal foul against Slippery Rock.
I think it was a frustration penalty on Owen Long away from the play. I think he gave Vandergrift for Grove City a ride about 40 yards away from the play. So,
back to the 14-yard line.
Did they call it a dead ball foul? It doesn't look like it.
Well, half the distance, yeah. It must have been from the end of the play then.
Looks like it's still second down, so they must have called it a live ball foul, just unnecessary roughness.
Either way, they go back to it and they find Popovic on the near side. He'll get out close to the 20. It's still going to be 3rd and long coming up for the Rockets.
Usually that unnecessary roughness is because it's after the play, but it must have been an unnecessary hit or
additional extracurriculars.
Yes.
So Popovic will pick up 5 to the 19, and it's going to be 3rd and 14 for Slippery Rock. Popovic's 5th catch of the afternoon. Slippery Rock 1 of 6 on 3rd down. They've had a lot of 3rd and longs today, too. This one, 3rd and 14. Campagna rolling left, looking for Peyton Rich out on the left flat. Pass is incomplete, and there's a flag in the middle of the field, just inside the near right hash mark.
It's on Slippery Rock. I'm guessing it gets declined here.
I would have to think that Grove City would decline it, make Slippery Rock punt into the wind from deep in its own end.
Against the Eagles, I believe.
Rick Written will tell us it is a face mask against Grove City. So it'll stay 3rd down. It's a 5-yard penalty, and now 3rd and 9. Rockets get a second chance.
I was away from the play. Defensive lineman must have got his hands up into the face of the offensive lineman for Slippery Rock.
Of course, one of those rules differences in high school, collegiately or the pro ranks, that's an automatic first down. But in high school, it's just yardage.
Yes, and that was a 5-yard penalty, not 15. They could have called 15. Chose not to.
3rd and 9, Campagna rolling left under pressure from McCoy, and Campagna will go down. Jesse McCoy, reserve defensive lineman out there. He gets his name out of the stat sheet with a sack, a loss of 8 back to the 16, and Slippery Rock will have to punt away the football.
Yeah, just a designed roll to the left again. We've seen that, probably pushing a half dozen times now from this Slippery Rock offense. And when you're a designed rollout, you want to eventually be able to get your shoulders downhill towards the line of scrimmage. It's very difficult to throw that ball running left as a right-handed quarterback if you can't get downhill. And just too much pressure from that Grove City defensive line for Campagna. Nothing he could do but take the sack that time.
Lasko punting into the wind again, gets the snap from Patterson, kick away. Gets this one to turn over. It's going to hit it midfield and take a big Slippery Rock bounce, and Greer fields it at the 42, then goes to a knee. So that time, in spite of the wind, a 40-yard punt for Lasko.
That's a nice,
38-yard,
nicely executed kick that time.
Returned by Greer down at the 42. So technically no run back there. 4:03 to go in the 3rd. Eagles take over at their own 42. You are listening to Sports Radio 96.7 WLLF Mercer Hermitage, a Cumulus media station. High school football on a Saturday afternoon. Grove City and Slippery Rock, the 43rd all-time meeting. It was 40 years ago today that Slippery Rock earned its first ever win over Grove City. 22-13 here. Mark Miller threw for 155 yards that day. He was the starting quarterback on the Rockets' first ever undefeated team. They went 10-0 back when they played in District 7. 1st and 10 at the 42. McCready back to pass. Pumps again, looking downfield, looking for Greer, and incomplete. And Greer was being grabbed at downfield before. Greer was being grabbed at on the route downfield, but it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and there's no illegal contact in high school, so if it's not deemed a hold, if if you're not holding the receiver, you can make contact 10, 15, 20 yards downfield as long as the ball's not in the air.
I'm sure the fans don't know that rules difference.
And but I like what I'm seeing from Grove City, taking some shots here on 1st down. When you're able to establish a run, it opens up a lot of things. And I like taking those shots. You're going to need to be able to do that later on in the season.
2nd and 10 at the 42. McCready will give it to Jackson Wilson. Wilson into the middle of the line, brought down by Hemphill and Boffman. Wilson across the 45. They'll give him the 48. Gain of 6 for Jackson Wilson. Wilson, 21 carries, 133 yards. Grove City will have 3rd and 4 upcoming. The next year, 1985, Kolten, Grove City played Slippery Rock. They played, it was a Saturday game. Saturday, 11 a.m. kickoff at Slippery Rock University. They played before the Slippery Rock University Wayne State game.
39 years ago.
Yeah. 3rd down and 4, the give from McCready to Wilson. Wilson breaks a tackle. Wilson into the secondary. Jackson Wilson along the near hash mark down to the 40 and to the 39-yard line. Jacob Rich downfield to make the tackle, along with John Petrus for Slippery Rock. But Jackson Wilson picks up 13 more to the Slippery Rock 39-yard line.
Well, and even on the plays, Wilson doesn't look like he's getting a lot. He's still getting 4, 5, 6 yards. And then when he's able to make a man or two miss at the second level, he's busting off some big runs.
It's 1st and 10 at the 39. Give to Stukio this time. He is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped for a loss on the play as Clint Shamblin, one of the few seniors in the starting lineup for Slippery Rock, comes through to make the tackle. Loss of 3 back to the 42.
Really nice play by Shamblin, fighting off his blocker. Nowhere for Stukio to go. He couldn't even avoid Shamblin in the backfield. Well done by the senior that time.
Let's finish up that 85 game. Grove City winning 27-0 over Slippery Rock at SRU. That was also 39 years ago today. So they played Friday night, which was the 14th in 84. That was a Saturday the next year. But Grove City quarterback Dave Gordon, who's a successful businessman here in Grove City, threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for a 3rd score. It was Sam Zona's first win as Grove City head coach. 2nd and 13, give us to Greer on a jet sweep, breaking 1 tackle in the backfield. He is in trouble, and Doug Popovic will haul him down back at the 45, a loss of 3, and it will be 3rd and 16 now. Doug Popovic putting together a very fine game on both sides of the football today.
Yeah, and that's a good back-to-back plays for this Slippery Rock defense. Other than the goal line stand, we haven't seen the Slippery Rock defense really stack good plays together, but 2 straight negative plays and sets up a 3rd and long for Grove City.
3rd and 16 at the 45 of Slippery Rock with 1:34 to go, 3rd quarter. 35-7 the Grove City lead.
Restoration companies in the state of Pennsylvania. Thank you, sir, Pro.
Richardson, Heasley wide left, Cooper slot left, Greer deploys wide right, Martin is a wing to the right. 3rd and 16. Eagles are 7 of 9 on 3rd down. McCready, his screen batted down, coming out of nowhere to swat that one down. Kane Humphrey looked like a volleyball spike. And it will be 4th down, and Grove City will have to punt away the football for just the 2nd time today.
Yeah, it looked like trying to set up a screen pass to Greer, and 3 straight good plays by this Slippery Rock defense. Gets a stop, gets the ball back for their offense.
It'll be 4th down, Greer to punt. His first punt was an 18-yarder earlier. He'll punt with the wind at his back. And it's Owen Long deep back at his own 15 for Slippery Rock. Martin the snapper. It's a chest-high snap, kick away. High spinner that's going to hit near the pylon. Was that inbounds or not?
I think it's out at the 1-yard line.
And let's see. The officials are getting together. And it's out at the 1. A coffin corner punt from Nathan Greer. You don't see that too often anymore, and that was perfect.
It was perfect. It landed about a yard to the right of the pylon, which he's punting into that right side of the field, just out of bounds. And, you got to think this Grove City defensive line's got their ears pinned back right now thinking, I want to put 2 points on the board.
So often, now punters, they try to get the backspin hit, and the coffin corner was something you saw in the old days. But again, remember we talked about what's old is new and what's new is old. And the coffin corner kick for Greer out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Well, the wind at his back, I'm not sure he's used to booming 40-plus yard punts either. And just really well done.
That one, a 44-yard effort. His season long's 46. Rockets 1st and 10 from their own 1. The give is to Long. Long is hit. And did he get out of the end zone?
I don't
There's
think
a flag down, another flag coming in also. So a lot to sort out. If the poundy's in the end zone, that's a safety also.
No gain on the flag.
The flag came from the side and the back.
Yeah, one from behind the play and one from way out in front of the play.
So you also wonder perhaps with multiple fouls. We're going to find out. Face mask against Grove City. So that will help bail out the Rockets a little bit, get them some breathing room. No gain on the run, but 5 on the face mask penalty.
First and 5.
There was a lot of bodies out there, and we couldn't really see it, but I'm guessing it was on the ball carrier.
Face mask penalty moves the ball out to the 6 now for the Rockets. Campagna in the shotgun gives it to Owen Long, and Long snowed under immediately. He's going to be brought down back near the original line of scrimmage. Cooper in there, among others. We see Ian McCreary.
Along with Ian McCreary.
Navarro also getting a piece of him. Loss back to the 2. It's going to be 2nd and 9 at the 2 as we have 35 seconds to go in the third.
2nd and 9.
Just so much pressure from this Grove City defensive line. I think that was Big Jack Wolf getting a push in there that time.
Jack Wolf pulling his way in there. Back to pass. Campagna in the end zone, looking to get out of the end zone. He does, but he's going to be corralled by Jack Wolf. It'll go as a sack and a loss of 1 on the play. And now there's a Slippery Rock player down in the end zone. He's up. He lost his helmet. That's Campagna. That's the last play of the third quarter. An eventful third quarter. A lot of fun if you're a Grove City fan. Eagles have the lead, 35-7. We will come back with the fourth quarter in this one. Grove City leading 35-7. The final 12 minutes come up next on Sports Radio 96.7.
Express, carrying car, wash your clothes. Try again, try it out. It's that easy.
Ken Frenchak here at the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash in Grove City. Experience. We're all about experience. The experience of our expert quick lube techs and also the experience we provide you with every oil change. You can go anywhere for an oil change, but you come here to the Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City for the experience. Drive in, drive out. It's that easy. The Valvoline Express Care and Car Wash of Grove City.
Gosh, honey, what's got you all chef-tastic?
You know, it's our kitchen remodel. It's got me all inspired.
Oh, are you inspired enough to make dessert?
As a matter of fact.
Is it chocolate? Oh, it's chocolate. I love you.
Get inspiration all your own with a brand new kitchen from Warner's Homes and Improvements. We create new kitchens that dreams are made of. We buy direct from the manufacturers using top quality materials with no shortcuts. The latest in style and functionality for a fair price. Call Warner's today and get inspired. Warner's Homes and Improvements on Route 19 in Mercer or online at warnersconstruction.com.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
I apologize.
We begin the fourth quarter. Slippery Rock marooned back at its own 1 after the sack. 3rd and 10. Teams change ends. Slippery Rock now going right to left, along with Kolten, Hoffman, Ryan Briggs here at Grove City High School. A little bit of housekeeping. I talked about that 1985 game. Junior Saylor, who started at linebacker for the Eagles, an all-KFL linebacker, Keystone Football League. He said they actually played at Slippery Rock High School that day. They were supposed to play at the university. They moved it across the other side of Keister Road and played at the high school with the Eagles winning that day. But thanks to Junior, who's a big-time supporter of what we do here on Sports Radio 96.7, and he's tuned in today. So thanks, Junior. And I also got to make a KFL reference today, too, which is always fun. Which Slippery Rock came into the KFL in '88 when the Rockets began playing football in District 10. So Campagna has to come out for a play because he lost his helmet, and John Petros will be the quarterback. We mentioned his name in the last possession, so this is quite a situation to be thrust into.
Petros now, the quarterback.
3rd and 10, back at the 1-yard line. Cornelius to his left in the pistol, Long the deep back. The handoff is to Long, and Long is brought down by Delathian Bones and Jimmy Cooper for a safety. Jack Wolf also.
I think they're gonna call a face mask, but it was not. It was grabbed by the shoulder.
And let's see, there's a flag, or maybe were they going to go with horse collar, perhaps. Personal foul. Calling the face mask on Grove City. So that will wipe out the safety, and it will give Slippery Rock a first down as well out to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, The back was running away from the referee, so it's a tough vantage point, but we could see from here, Bones grabbed the shoulder pad and threw him down. It was not a face mask.
But it will be Slippery Rock getting the first down out to the 16-yard line.
Campagna back in there.
And he had to sit out the requisite one play. And now he's back in there.
Fumble.
First and 10 snap is fumbled loose.
Jimmy Cooper causes the fumble.
Cooper forced it, and the Eagles are going to come out of there with it. And the recovery,
might have been
also
Cooper
Jimmy
as
Cooper,
well.
yeah. So, Kolten, what happened there?
Slippery Rock went back to that little counter play, and there's just way too much pressure. Way too much penetration from this Grove City defensive line, and there was contact made right at the mesh point of that handoff, and just not a clean handoff. Forces a turnover, and Grove City, we've talked about field position a few times, setting up shop at the 12-yard line.
And Grove City beginning this drive in the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville. Drive beginning with 11:48 to go. 35-7, Grove City the lead and looking for more. They didn't get the 2 on the safety, but now a chance to perhaps get 6. McCready in the shotgun, gives it to Jackson Wilson. Wilson looking to get outside, cuts inside of Popovic. Jackson Wilson, touchdown number 5. Jackson Wilson scores from 12 yards out, 41-7 Grove City.
Well, great cut from Jackson Wilson. Popovic was there, sort of filling that alley from his defensive back position, and Wilson set him up outside, cut inside, and took it all 12 yards for his 5th touchdown of the game.
Wilson now 158 yards. That's a career high. Stucchio to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, he had 364 coming in, so he was off to a good start, and that was in about 2.5 games.
Yeah, he missed the second half last week at Titusville after a chest injury. Kick good by Jonah Stucchio to make it 42-7, Eagles in command. We'll come back with more fourth quarter action after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Score big with a new checking account at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. At the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union, you get a free checking account that offers no minimum balance, no monthly service fees, and unlimited transactions. Download their mobile app and you can get 24/7 account access and remote deposit. See them at one of their 2 locations in Grove City or online at gcafcu.org. Member NCUA, Equal Housing and Equal Opportunity Lender. Open a checking account now and score 4 tickets to a local high school sports event. Call for details.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
42-7, Grove City leading with 11:42 to go. Reminder, 3:30, Pitt, West Virginia upcoming. So looks like we're probably going to be close in terms of when we finish and when they start. And we will have an abbreviated post game and then get you set for the backyard brawl. This one, Kolten, this was a very entertaining game for 2.5 quarters in terms of competitiveness, but Grove City, the field position battle, it seems if you're Slippery Rock, it feels uphill both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Field position and just not able to stop that Grove City rushing attack. Grove City really winning the line of scrimmage today, and that wears on you, man. That's tough. We talked about a lot of guys playing both ways.
Stucchio sends a worm burner along the far hash mark, picked up by Jenneret at his own 30, and they run back out close to 35. Carter Jenneret, the junior tight end and linebacker. We've seen him a little bit on offense this afternoon, and he has a modest return of that kickoff to the 34-yard line.
Looks like we're going to get some second teamers in here for Grove City now on defense, especially. We should be hitting the running clock.
Yep, it is moving, and of course, and Grove City, it's a short week next week, Saturday to Friday. Short week for both teams, but from the Grove City standpoint, as you mentioned, 3 very physical teams upcoming. We're really, next week Fort LaBeouf, they're about as rough and tumble as it gets.
Yes, Oil City, a little down this year compared to what we've seen the last few years, but Coach York will still have them playing a physical style of football.
Campagna will give it, and the back is dropped immediately. That's Owen Long on the run, and some of the Grove City youngsters in there.
Also, Tanner Long for the Eagles.
And that is Tanner Mung, I believe they said. The roster I have does not have a 27. Or you have a roster, Kolten. What's it say?
Yep, Tanner Mung.
Tanner Mung, all right. You got the good roster. Shows you how much pull I have in this bird.
I'll share it then.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Owen Long loses a yard on the play, back to the 33-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 11. Campagna in the shotgun, and the give is to Long. Long into the middle of the line, across the 35 out to the 36, maybe 37. Andres Navarro on the tackle, along with Luke Gamble. Luke's brother Jordan starting at right tackle offensively today. Of course, older sister Izzy having a big year for the Grove City soccer team this fall. The girls are off to a good start. She also plays basketball at the high school for head coach Dennis Ranker. Long takes it out past the 35 to the 36. It will be 3rd and 8 for Slippery Rock. Rockets 1 of 7 on 3rd down. Campagna in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. Snap mishandled, picked up by Campagna, throws it downfield, tipped, and then caught on the deflection by Popovic. Knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. One of the more exciting 1-yard completions you'll see. But Campagna looked like maybe panicked a bit.
Yeah, you know, that's something Campagna is going to learn as he gets more experiences. You know, bad snap. You don't want to blindly throw the curl route. You know, you'd rather blindly throw it 5 yards over the curl route because that was a half step away from being another touchdown for Grove City. So, I mean, these are things he'll learn from. A young quarterback starting his fourth ever game. We've seen some good things from him today. He's got a bright future.
Great first half, 12 of 13.
Right.
Lasco to punt for the 5th time today. Patterson to snap. Snap was good. Snap bobbled. Lasco's kick goes straight up in the air. It's behind the line of scrimmage, and now it's batted forward. Grabbed by Vandergrift at the 37, and Vandergrift out of bounds to the 30, and then he is drilled out of bounds. And Grove City is going to begin this drive inside the McCandless Ford red zone. Now, if Slippery Rock, if that man Fields is behind the line of scrimmage, he can advance it forward.
Absolutely, he can.
Advanced it perhaps 8 yards.
It was one of the more quirky rules in football, but yeah, he could have grabbed that and advanced it.
It was 25 years ago this fall, as the penalty is enforced half the distance. 25 years ago this fall, 1999, Grove City's playing at Reynolds, trailing late. Brad Bittner, the punter for Grove City, had a punt like that, pretty much straight up in the air, landed behind the line of scrimmage. Reynolds guys ran off the field. Bittner picked up the ball, ran it 70 yards for touchdown. Grove City won. So Grove City will have this ball at the 15-yard line. So we've really gone into the history vault today here, Cole.
I think it's you mainly.
Well, you're along for the ride.
I'm a co-conspirator, I guess.
There you go. Yes. So whatever your role is, you've fulfilled it very well today. So 7.5 minutes to go. Grove City has it at the 15-yard line in the McCandless Ford red zone. McCandless Ford, Mercer, and Meadville. The give is to Keith Vandergrift, who just had the punt return moments ago, and Vandergrift getting the handoff from Drake Moore.
3 yards.
Vandergrift will squirm forward to about the 12, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 12. Grove City leading 42-7. It was 14-7 at the break. Big second half for the Eagles.
As a young guy, you love getting these reps. You get some stats that count. You know, a lot of these guys never had stats that really counted in their lives until this week. So you want to make an impact.
Moore, who started last week, he went the route against Titusville, played pretty well in his first varsity start. Give to Vandergrift, and he's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield. Clint Shamblin came through and brings him down back at the 15, back to the point where this series of downs began. It will be 3rd and 10 now at the 15 for Grove City with 6:28 to go on a rolling clock. So while we can do it here now, our lock, stock, and barrel play of the game, because, again, we're going to have a very short post-game, maybe even no post-game with the Pitt game coming. Our lock, stock, and barrel play of the game will be Clayton Martin's 24-yard touchdown pass from Lucas McCready with 8:02 to go. That came after The Slippery Rock punt that bounced 15 yards back downfield. Grove City took over at the 24. And on the next play, McCready found Martin for 24 yards. And really, that made it 28-7, and that really kind of slammed the door on the Rock.
Yeah, that kind of felt like the hammer and the nail, that play, that series of events capped by that touchdown pass.
3rd and 10. The handoff is to Peyton Miller, getting his first. Or no, that's Vandergrift. Excuse me. That's 10, not 16. So Vandergrift able to pick up some positive yardage. He's back to the 12, and it's 4th and 7. The Eagles will keep the offense on the field, not surprisingly. We see Ben Moore, slot right inside of Peyton Miller. Levi Toth, wide left. Jesse McCoy, who had a sack defensively, he's the wing back on the right. Moore rolling right, 4th and 7, throws it incomplete, looking for McCoy. He was open, but the Eagles cannot convert. And it will be Slippery Rock taking over with 5:05 to go.
Yeah, little high and a little hot. That's a tough one for a young receiver to pull in, and results in a turnover on downs here.
In the second half, Slippery Rock's average drive position, Kolten, has been its own 23. Grove City's average starting position has been the 34.
Of Slippery Rock.
The Slippery Rock 34.
Yeah.
And that's if you want to see how did this game go from 14-7 to 42-7. Field position having a lot to do with it.
We talked about the wind as it started the second half, and we thought, and I agree with Coach Wonderoos, and you want the wind at your back in the fourth quarter, but it played a way bigger impact in the third quarter than I think he was hoping it would.
Okay, we have a timeout on the field taken by Slippery Rock, and we are just going to keep it here at the moment. So while we have a break, and again, we're going to have a very minimal post game on the radio. What we will do is as soon as the game ends, we are going to sign off from here. Pitt, West Virginia will come on. On our Facebook feed, we'll go through with a scoring recap, the stats, etc. We gave you the lock, stock, and barrel play of the game, the 24-yard touchdown pass from Lucas McCready to Clayton Martin. Our Reinhardt's Insurance player of the game, Grove City running back Jackson Wilson. 23 carries, 158 yards, 5 touchdowns. And also, he plays defense, too. This is a defense that's given up fewer than 100 yards today.
Yeah, and probably about 70 of them came on the one touchdown drive.
Petrus back in at quarterback, 1st and 10. And we have a handoff on a jet sweep, and the new ball carrier for Slippery Rock is going to be driven back. Carl Bubenheim, who has a pretty good wrestling background. He could see that was a pretty good double leg takedown there, bringing down the Slippery Rock ball carrier. And on the carry, did you catch the number, Kolten?
I think it was 28.
Kane Humphrey, that makes sense. Humphrey dropped for the loss on the play by Bubenheim. It's a loss back to the 8. But our Reinhardt's Insurance player of the game, Jackson Wilson, he'll receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of 2J's to be screen printing and gifts here, in Hermitage. I've been in Hermitage. I'm not there today, but you get the point. It's on State Street. Second down, the give is to Colby McGill, his first carry of the afternoon. He gets back the lost yardage. Give him 5 out to the 13.
Not Main Street here in Grove City.
No, there's a lot on Main Street, but not 2J's and a B. That's on East State Street in Hermitage. They supply all of our beautiful player of the game T-shirts, and Jackson Wilson, he will be the recipient of one of those in about 3:16 of game action. 42-7, Grove City with the lead. Eagles will go to 3-1. They will also increase their lead in the all-time series to 30-13, a series that dates back to 1976. 3rd and 9. Petrus will give it to Colby McGill. He's hit, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and is able to fight forward. The pile moving forward, and then finally Bubenheim and Mung bring him down. Also in the tackle, Evan Huber.
It's a nice-looking run for the young man from Slippery Rock as he actually comes limping off the field after that carry.
Gain of 5 to the 18-yard line. It's 4th and 4. People wondering, well, why is the series between these two schools why isn't it as old as, say, Sharon Farrell or Grove City Greenville? Slippery Rock A played in District 7 until 1988. Slippery Rock didn't start football until the mid-60s. And then thirdly, Slippery Rock was a much smaller school back in the 60s and 70s. They played Wilmington and Laurel and Shenango and so forth. Grove City's considerably larger. On 4th and 4, handoff is given to Peyton Rich, and Rich is going to be dropped for a loss. Some of the young guys for Grove City coming through defensively. We see Ryan Failer in there, among others. So it's a loss by Rich, and Grove City will take over once again deep in Slippery Rock territory. This drive starts at the 16, another drive starting in the McCandless Ford red zone. But over time, Grove City's gotten a little bit smaller, and then Slippery Rock has grown, one of the few schools in our area whose enrollment has gone up over the years, and they've been playing regularly for the last 35-plus years.
I think they're pretty darn close to matching enrollments these days.
Yes.
From 96.7.
Looks like Grove City's just going to kneel this one out. A couple kneel downs, and we should be out of here.
This is always a fun one to practice, isn't it?
Yes.
And a fun one to call when you're offensive coordinator.
Yes. Most teams finish Thursday night practice in the victory formation, and it's usually celebration time when this one is on.
So the kneel down by Drake Moore.
We'll need one more.
One more, and that will do it. Grove City will get the win 42-7. Time winds down. For Slippery Rock, there's a lot to build on. There's a lot to be excited about the future. There are growing pains with young teams.
Absolutely. It's a tough league to be a young team, and they're going to learn. They're going to learn, and you hope these lessons pay off so that you can take advantage of them in a year or two.
And the kneel down, that will do it. The teams will come out for the post-game handshake celebration here on the home side. Grove City improves to 3-1 overall, 1-1 in the league, 2-0 at home, a 42-7 victory here over Slippery Rock. And a quick recap here, and then we will get you to Pitt in West Virginia. Aaron Biro will, Aaron, are you ready for us now? Let us know. But 42-7, Grove City outgains the Rock 295-102, 254 yards on the ground, and Slippery Rock minus 24 rushing yards. Kolten, run the ball, stop the run. That's a pretty good recipe at all levels of football.
All levels, but especially high school football. Grove City controlled the line of scrimmage today, really dominated the run game. Clearly was their huge advantage in this afternoon's contest.
Grove City an 18-5 edge in total yards as well, or in first downs, 295-102 for Grove City. Was Lucas McCready, 3 of 8 for 41 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Wilson, 23 carries, 158, 5 scores. Jonas Stuckio ran it 10 times for 55. Clayton Martin, 24-yard touchdown catch for Slippery Rock. Fred Campagna, 15 of 21, 126 yards and a score. Doug Popovic, 6 catches for 66 yards. Cooper Glass, 5 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown. Alex Cornelius and Owen Long, each with a couple of catches. Penalties, 5 penalties, 55 yards for the Rock, 6 for 45 on the Grove City side. Eagles 7 of 11 on third down. Slippery Rock 1 of 9. Sustaining drives always the key too.
Absolutely, third downs and turnovers, usually some key stats.
Your final score: Grove City 42, Slippery Rock 7. Our Reinhardt's Insurance Player of the Game, Grove City's Jackson Wilson, 23 carries, 158 yards, and 5 touchdowns. The Lock, Stock, and Barrel Play of the Game, Clayton Martin's 24-yard touchdown reception from Lucas McCready in the third quarter. The first play, the only play of the drive. Grove City went up 28-7 at that point, and on to the victory in this one, 42-7. Kolten, a parting thought.
Oh, just I think this could be a springboard game for Grove City. They continue to play quality opponents over the next couple weeks. Hopefully this is for Coach Mowry's club, that this is a springboard game and they continue to can continue to grow and improve as a football team.
So Grove City winner 42-7. Kolten, always fun to work with you. Hope you do it again soon.
Yeah. Thank you, Briggsy.
Want to thank the folks here at Grove City, Athletic Director Casey Young, Principal Dr. Brendan Smith, the press box crew, Dal Meisenhelder, Bobby Thorne. Appreciate everything there. Thanks to Jody Ahern in the parking lot today. Thanks to Aaron Biro in the studio for doing a great job also. And for my partner, Kolten Hoffman, this is Ryan Briggs signing off on the radio. Your final score, 42-7, Pitt, West Virginia, coming up next. For those of you on Facebook, I'm going to stay here. We'll give you the full scoring recap as we wrap up our broadcast here from Forker Field. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend, everybody.
From the Shell Restoration Studios, shellrestoration.com. This is Sports Radio 96.7. Sports Radio 96.7. WLLF FM Mercer, a Cumulus media station.
And we're back here on Facebook. Ryan Briggs with you as we give you the post-game recap on Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook. Grove City jumped out to a 14-0 lead in the second quarter. Jackson Wilson, an 11-yard run at the 9:02 mark. And then Jackson Wilson, a 7-yard run at the 7:55 mark. That made it 14-0. The second touchdown was set up by Delathian Bones' fumble recovery at the 17. The first drive was 12 plays, 70 yards. Slippery Rock able to get on the board with 3:01 to go in the half. Cooper Glass catching a 7-yard touchdown from Fred Campagna. 10 plays, 80 yards on the drive. It used 4:54. Zach Lasco's PAT cut the lead in half. Grove City had goal to go late in the first half, but it was the Slippery Rock defense coming up big. A goal line stand, keeping it 14-7. That was our halftime score. However, Grove City scores 3 touchdowns in 2 minutes, 2 seconds of the third quarter. Jackson Wilson, a 1-yard run to cap an 8-play, 55-yard drive that opened the second half. Jonas Stukio's PAT made it 21-7. Slippery Rock went 3 and out. Zach Lasco's punt into the wind, bounced at the 40, bounced back down or upfield to the 24. And on the very next play, Lucas McCready threw a 24-yard touchdown pass to Clayton Martin. That was our lock, stock, and barrel play of the game. Extra point good, and it was 28-7 at the 8:02 mark. Another 3 and out for Slippery Rock. Wilson, a 29-yard run at 6:29 to make it 35-7. And then Wilson on a 12-yard run after Slippery Rock fumbled. That came 18 seconds into the fourth. Stukio's extra point closed the scoring 42-7. Your final in this one. Grove City led by Jackson Wilson, 23 carries, 158 yards, 5 touchdowns, career high in yardage and in touchdowns. On the Slippery Rock side, Fred Campagna, 15 of 21, 126 yards and a touchdown. Grove City gets the win, 42-7. So with that, we're going to conclude things on Facebook as well. Colton Hoffman started the post-game spread a little early. How are those fries, Colt?
Little cold. They've been here a while.
Well, it's okay. They're still edible, right?
That's right.
Well, as Colton goes to town on those potatoes, we're definitely not playing hot potato here. But Colton, a lot of fun working with you. As I said on radio, say it again here too. Always enjoy your insights, and you certainly, you've been in the positions we talked in the pregame of both quarterbacks. As being a first-year starter and being a sophomore starter, and both these guys. I think we saw a lot of growth from both quarterbacks today.
We did. The Slippery Rock's they're a young team. It's tough league to play in. And Grove City executed a couple of plays in the pass game. And I think they're going to need just enough in the pass game. If they want to compete with Sharon and Hickory and Titusville, if they would play them again, they're going to have to make more plays in the pass game.
The Eagles get the win today, 42-7. They will host Fort LaBeouf next Friday night. Slippery Rock will host Sharpsville. Our radio schedule for next week is TBA. We'll make that announcement tomorrow in terms of where we are on the radio, where we have Facebook audio and or video. Glad we're able to have Facebook video today. Thanks to Sam Timko. He's a junior here at Grove City High School. He was our cameraman today, working on an independent learning project also. So great to have him on board. He did a really great job of running the camera. So thanks to Sam. Great to have him on board, and look forward to working with him in the future as well. So, for Sam, for Aaron Biro back in the studio, our sports director and sales manager, Bob Greenberg, and my partner, Colton Hoffman, Ryan Briggs saying good afternoon from Grove City's Forker Field. Grove City defeats Slippery Rock 42-7, and you watched it here on Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook. Have a great weekend, everybody.